Welcome to Earl Cunningham Stadium. You're watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Scott Singer along with Donald Rucker, bringing you all the play-by-play action tonight from Earl Cunningham Stadium in the 39th meeting between Cass and Cartersville. The series has been very lopsided in the first 38 meetings. We'll see what 39 has in store tonight as the Cass Colonels come in undefeated as they host their crosstown rivals, the Cartersville Hurricanes. The Canes 2-1 on the year, the Colonels 3-0, and we couldn't ask for a better night of football.
And Scott, as usual, this game always generates a lot of excitement in the community in Bartow County. And this year, Coach Casco says this is a game that he's been waiting for 4 years. So this is a group that he was waiting for to be seniors. This is a great Cartersville football team again, and Scott, is going to be an exciting football game again.
I just can't wait for this one, Coach. We've been talking about it all season. Is Cass really worth the hype they've gotten so far? They've blown out 3 teams in a row. Is Cartersville as good as everyone thinks they are? This is where it's all tested out. Not only is it the big crosstown rival tonight, it's also the first region game for both teams, and that's huge because these are the 7 that count coming up right now. These are the 7 that determine where you go into the state playoffs. And for Cass, they'll try to get into the state playoffs for the 3rd time in school history, for the 2nd time under head coach Rick Casco. And as you said, this is the senior class that he hopes can do it. His son is the quarterback, one of the leaders on this team, and he'll have the football tonight. But I think you also got to kick down the roster a little bit and look to number 22, Richard Samuel, and he'll be one of the big factors in tonight's game. He has been dominating, scoring a school record 6 touchdowns last week against Gordon Central. He comes into this game highly touted, and he'll be one big target for the Hurricane defense.
And Scott, when you look at great offenses, the keys to having a great offense is a good quarterback, a good running back, and a good wideout. And Cass has those elements on this offensive side of the football. But Cartersville also, everybody knows about the offense of Cartersville. Everybody knows about the offense of Cass. But, Scott, the key to this football game is going to come down to defense. Which defense can stop the other offense? That's going to be a big key in this football game. We know that both teams can put points up, but at some point during the game, somebody's got to get a stop.
Exactly, and that's, as you said, defense is going to be the key to this one. The captains are making their way to the midfield stripe right now as they get ready, as they come out of their respective end zones. And again, a lot of hype tonight. And look at this crowd here. I haven't seen a crowd like this in some time. I mean, they are packed in on both sides. It's going to be standing room only around the track. And this is almost a college atmosphere for a Friday night.
Yeah, it resembles, again, 2 years ago when Cass came in again undefeated. At that time, Lyle Loudon for Cartersville was a sophomore, really kind of getting pushed around in the first 3 or 4 games, but kind of grew up in that Rome game. And here he is now, 2 years later, a senior, back here at Cass again in another big football game. It's just going to be a fun game, as you said, Scott, to watch, and to watch these 2 offenses. And both teams have had 2 weeks to prepare, so normally you have that amount of time. You're going to see some wrinkles that you haven't seen before.
Well, the captains for tonight's game for the Colonels, Corey Gravely, number 35, Greg McGee, number 59, Dean Johnson, and number 7, Ricky Casco. For the visiting Hurricanes, Joseph Gilbert is one captain, along with number 23, Ty Davis, number 86, Cody Chupp, and number 14, Lyle Allen. As the captains meet at the midfield stripe, we will turn it over to head referee John Austin with the coin toss. I don't think he's got his mic on tonight, so we'll just tell you what happens right here. We'll see if he cuts on here in a second.
I'm okay.
Well, I don't think that
Cartersville, we're going to
got his mic going tonight, but he might not have that on, so we'll wait for the first call of the game. But we'll tell you what happens on the coin toss in just a second. As the Hurricanes come out of the locker room, they will assemble.
I've got a big
in the left
nickel
end
here
zone.
with Ladies Liberty as heads, American Screaming.
At Earl Cunningham Stadium, and for the Colonels, they are getting ready to come out of their locker room and run through the traditional banner here as the coin is in the air, and we'll see what the call is. Cass has won the toss and declined, so the Hurricanes are deferred rather, so the Hurricanes will get the football and will defend, I guess, what is that, the south end zone? Or the
That would be the south.
Yeah. And we're just about ready to get it underway here at Cass High School. We'll take a quick look at the starting lineups. Hurricanes will get the football first, so we'll tell you about their offense. Across the front five will be Nick Newbern, Daniel Gilbert, Adam Thomas, Alex Ginn, and Joseph Gilbert. The wide receivers are Tim Baker, R.B. Clyburn, and Jeremy Trimble. Morgan Alexander and Donovan Tate are in the backfield, and Lyle Allen has the honors under center. Defensively for the Colonels will be Robert Phillips, Corey Gravely, Nick Cordell, and Greg McGee across the front four. Travis Scott, Chad Gleason, and Richard Samuel are the linebackers. Gerald Allen, Josh Christian, and J.K. Williams are in the defensive secondary for the Colonels. Offensively for Cass is Dean Johnson, Bodie Crane, Jordan Marshall, Corey Gravely, and Tony Marcellini. Travis Scott is the tight end. J.K. Williams and Josh Christian are your wide receivers. Lawson Akes is your fullback. Richard Samuel is your tailback. And Ricky Casco is under center. Defensively for the Canes, Zori Murphy, Luke Pye, Trey Ball, and Taylor Knott across the front four. Brian Long, Tony Stevens, Leon Payne, and John Jansen are the linebackers. Byron Hall, Tyler Blackwell, and Ty Davis are in the secondary for the Canes. And the Colonels coming through their banner. The cannon has gone off here, and we're just about ready to get it underway here at Earl Cunningham Stadium.
And Cass will be kicking off to Cartersville. Of course, the thinking again behind that is to get good field position. Got to get a good kick, but you're thinking your defense can get a 3 and out, and you're going to gain field position as a result of kicking off and stopping the Cartersville offense. A gamble to take here early, but if you're Cass, I think it's the right move to make.
Well, we'll see what happens here as we get ready to get it underway. The Hurricane kick return team will be getting their final instructions from Kyle Tucker, who heads up the special teams, along with head coach Frank Barton. And for the Colonels, their kick team getting their final instructions from head coach Rick Casco and the rest of the coaching staff here at Cass High School. This is the 39th meeting of the two teams here. It is game 4 of the 2006 season and the region opener for both. We also have a cell phone tonight at Greater Atlanta Christian in Buford. We will give you score updates as those become available, and of course we'll also have some other updates from around the area, including the rest of Region 6 AAA. Again, you're watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. The band getting ready to get off the field, and then we're ready to get it underway.
Yeah, we've got the middle school band. They were trying to get every bit of that 7:30 kickoff. You got about 2 minutes for kickoff, and they're still going there. Middle school band of Cass doing a great job out there in pregame.
So Ricky Casco getting set to kick this one off for the Colonels. Donovan Tate, Morgan Alexander, and Jeremy Trimble are back deep to receive. The next line of defense for the Canes is Cody Nix, along with Ty Davis and Cody Chupp. I would not expect Ricky to kick this one deep. I would assume this would be a little pooch kick over in the area of where Cody Chupp is at the 30-yard line. The Colonels have their helmets in the air, so do the Canes. Both crowds are on their feet, and we're just about ready to get it underway here from Earl Cunningham Stadium. Casco with a little pooch kick, and it'll go over the head of Chupp. It'll be fielded by Alexander, but with the fair catch, it'll be blown dead right at the 22-yard line, and that's where the Hurricanes will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, even though that ball did hit the ground, Cody Chupp was waving his hand as soon as that ball was kicked in his direction, and that's automatically a fair catch. Probably had an opportunity. You don't ever want to back up for one of those kicks, but he probably had an opportunity to let Morgan Alexander field that football and get some additional yardage on that play.
So Cartersville starts. They'll spot it at the 21-yard line, and that's where we will start this game. The Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. This time they're going to bring Clyburn to the wide side of the field. They'll work from the right hash mark as Allen goes under center. He's going to send Baker in motion. Long snap count, and this time he hands off right up the middle to Alexander, who's loose across the 25 out to the 26-yard line. A gain of 5 on 1st down. And the Hurricanes face 2nd and 5 with 11:47 to play here in the opening quarter at Earl Cunningham Stadium. You're watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week.
Again, Scott, both teams have had 2 weeks to prepare, so you know both teams have watched tons of film. Cartersville coming out with a little different wrinkle here in the first play of this drive, a little counter, but Alexander decided to break it back to the right side, picking up 4 yards on the play.
Allen will again go under center. This time he's going to send Baker in motion. And this time Allen rolls out, has some time, throws to the flat, and it's incomplete. That time intended for Tim Baker. And it brings up 3rd and a long 5 for the Canes with 11:14 to play here in the opening quarter. Again, no score on the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week.
As you can see on the replay, there's Allen just missing Baker right here. He was open. The Cass secondary playing a lot of man here early, but they're getting motion from the Cartersville receivers, and that's something you haven't seen Cartersville do. Cartersville actually kind of had Cass in a look they hadn't seen before. And you might see that again from Cartersville here later on this football game.
Well, the Hurricanes will come out 4 wide receivers this time, 1 back in the backfield. That's Tate. Allen drops back, throws to the backside, has a receiver underneath, and the Hurricanes will move the sticks. That time the pitch and the catch goes to Tim Baker. A pickup of 6 yards on 3rd down, and the Hurricanes will move the chains.
Yeah, kind of a little screen, throwback screen to Baker, the wide out. Timmy Baker again with the sure hands. Allen rolling to the left, thinking, getting the Cass defense to shift to that direction and then throwing back the little screen to Timmy Baker, and Timmy Baker picks up the 1st down. 1st and 10 Cartersville from the Cartersville 32-yard line.
Well, the Hurricanes will break the huddle, again working from the 32-yard line. Inside 11 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Lyle Allen will bring him up to the line. 1 back in the backfield, that's Morgan Alexander. And this time they're going to hand off on the option to Alexander, and he gets a couple for getting tripped up. Actually, they're going to spot him back down at the 32-yard line, so no gain on the play.
Alexander is making that cut, slipped and went down. The coverage in the secondary Cass has now changed as Cartersville goes no huddle quickly to the line. Gotten away from the man-to-man and now just playing the 3-deep zone on defense.
5th play of the drive coming up. Allen will come out of the shotgun. Now the audible at the line. Colonel defense shifting as well. J.K. Williams comes out to cover Jeremy Tremble on the bottom of your screen. Allen again out of the shotgun, again 4 wides. This time, Allen hands off right up the middle, and Alexander gets hit after a gain of maybe 1, and that's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Canes as the clock continues to run with 9:55 to go here in quarter number 1.
Hand off to Alexander off tackle, moving to the right side. Thought he had a little running room that time to the outside. Alexander elected to stay inside with that football, but thought he could have made a move and dipped to the outside as Cartersville again hurries to the line of scrimmage, and Coach Barton makes a call from the sideline to Lyle Allen.
Allen again out of the shotgun. He'll bring a wing to the left side of the formation. Here comes the blitz as Allen rolls out. Has some time and now tucks it himself. Allen will turn upfield and he'll get across the 40 out to the 41-yard line, and he may have enough for a Hurricane 1st down. We'll see where they spot it.
Scott, that time they were going to go back again, I think, to R.B. Clyburn for a little quick stop route over there, but he was covered up. Man-to-man was not open. Lyle Allen had to pull it down and run the football, and he was spotted out of bounds at the Cartersville 39-yard line. Cass defense getting a stop here. Cartersville will have to punt as Trent Dittmer, number 6, comes on to handle the punting duties.
Back deep to receive for the Colonels, number 81, Josh Christian. And the Hurricanes will be forced to punt. Snap is back. Dittmer gets a hold of this one. It is a deep floating kick. Christian will field it at the 25. Dodges one would-be tackler and gets wrestled down at the 37. So the Colonels start with fairly good field position here in quarter number 1.
And a nice job by Christian of fielding that football. Picked up about 10 yards on the play, and it works out for Cass here in this opening series here as they get a stop and they do get better field position as they start their drive at the Cass 37-yard line. Cartersville started its first drive on the 21-yard line, so Cass picks up a little field position edge here in the opening drive.
Well, Casco will bring him up to the line. They're going to work out of the eye. Richard Samuel dots it. They bring the tight end to the right side of the formation, and this time they hand off to Samuel right up the middle, who pushes his way forward. He's across the midfield stripe and into Cartersville territory, down to the Hurricane 41-yard line, and a nice pickup that time for the Colonels as they'll move the sticks on the opening play of the drive.
Samuel, the big tailback for Cass, picking up big yardage on his first play from scrimmage. As you can see, Samuel picking his way. Good job of blocking by the Cass offensive line Cartersville misses a tackle on Samuel. Look at the balance. Samuel keeps his feet. Trey Ball making the tackle on Samuel there in the open field. Nice looking run by the Cass tailback to start the drive.
Well, the Colonels will bring it up to the line. They're going to send J.K. Williams in motion, and this time they drop back under play action. Casco rolls out, throws it deep. Ball is in the air and almost intercepted that time. Great play defensively by Tyler Blackwell, and it brings up 2nd and 10 from the 41 with 8:35 to go. Ball that time intended for number 10, Travis Scott.
Cass that time electing to go with the waggle pass, Scott, trying to catch Cartersville off guard and go for the home run, but a nice job by Tyler Blackwell of being alert and being in coverage on that play. Really not a good decision to throw that football that time by Casco. Could have been picked off by Tyler Blackwell.
Well, the Colonels will bring it up to the line. Lawson Akey's in at fullback. They're going to send the back in motion, and they hand off to Samuel around the left end, and he's going to be wrapped up and dropped after a short gain. Picks up 3 or 4 on the carry. It'll bring up 3rd and long now with 6:21 to go here in the opening quarter.
Cody Nix making the tackle, but you can see the explosiveness of Samuel on that play. Bouncing outside, great speed, not only size and power, but great speed, picking up 5 yards, and 3rd down and 5 here for a Cass first down.
Ball spotted at the Hurricane, just outside the Hurricane 36-yard line. They'll work from the far hash mark. They'll split J.K. Williams to the bottom of your screen to the wide side of the field. Casco out of the eye. This time they're going to send Samuel in motion as they break the eye, and they come right up the middle with Akey's with a great run up the middle. He's loose to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and Lawson Akey's goes into the end zone for 6. And just like that, the Colonels have grabbed the game's first lead.
They took the tailback, Samuel, sent him in motion, left a one-back set. Give Coach Casco a lot of credit. Great call. He ran the fullback trap. And once you run the fullback trap, Cartersville had 11 guys up on the ball when he broke the line of scrimmage. There was no one else there. As you can see on the replay, there's a free safety missing the tackle. And Akey's goes in almost untouched for the touchdown.
They'll come in to attempt the extra point. It is no good as it goes wide left for Casco. And 6-0 your score. We'll take a quick break here on the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week, and be right back after this. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Scott Singer along with Donald Rucker. 7:41 to play here in the opening quarter, and Cass has grabbed the game's first lead. It's 6-0, and, well, the Cass offense so far as good as advertised.
Yeah, Cartersville loaded up on that play, 3rd and 5, to try to stop the pass on that play. You would think it was a passing down, but great call by the Cass offense. Running the fullback trap, and Akey's doing a good job of getting to the end zone.
Well, the Hurricanes back deep to receive again. Let's see if the Colonels kick it to the other side this time. It looks like they will. There's a deep floating kick, and the Canes will field it with the fair catch at the 26-yard line. Cody Nix comes away with the ball, and that's where the Hurricanes will take over 1st and 10.
Nice job of kicking the football by Ricky Casco, eliminating any type of return from the Cartersville Speedsters back deep, electing to kick this ball short, getting the fair catch, and Cartersville will start 1st and 10 at the Cartersville 27-yard line.
Official time is called by head referee John Austin. We'll tell you about the officials for tonight's game. They're out of the Georgia Football Officials Association. The umpire is John Pickren. The linesman is Jack Duke. The line judge is Herbert Phillips. The back judge is Keith Morgan. The field judge is Dennis Peterson. And the clock operator is Steve Pulliam. Again, John Austin is in the white hat tonight. Hurricanes bring it up to the line. There you see Lyle Allen. Allen will go under center. 3 wide receivers. They're going to send Baker in motion. Long snap count, and this time they're going to hand off right up the middle to Alexander, who's loose across the 35 out to the 37-yard line. A pickup of 10 on 1st down. And the Hurricanes very close to moving the chains, and they do.
Yeah, one adjustment I see here for Cartersville. They have big Joseph Gilbert. Number 75 was lined up on that play at right guard, and that's where Alexander ran that football, right behind the big right guard. Normally he's a tackle, and now he's at the tight end position. I would say it's going to the right.
This time the Hurricanes are going to hand it off, and Allen picks up the busted play, and it'll be a loss of 7 on the play. Donovan Tate fumbling in the backfield, and Lyle Allen quickly picking it up to save the day for the Canes.
Yeah, that could have been disastrous for Cartersville. I don't know if we have a replay of that fumble. I'm not sure if Allen didn't get it into the pocket of Tate or Tate dropped the football, but put Cartersville in a hole. 2nd down and 17 for a 1st down.
Well, the Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. They're going to run with one back in the backfield. That's Alexander. They're going to bring Tate in at the wing, and this time they drop back under play action. Allen lays it up, and R.B. Clyburn comes back to the football with the catch down to the Cass 30-yard line. A nice pickup that time for the purple and gold. It goes 39 yards on the pitch and catch from Lyle Allen to R.B. Clyburn.
Yeah, and if you're the Cass coaching staff, you got to hate that 3rd down and 17. You're not supposed to be able to pick up a 1st down in that situation. 81 for Cass. Josh Christian had a chance. You can see right there to at least knock that ball down, but nice concentration by R.B. Clyburn to pull that pass in.
Well, the Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. Again, Allen under center this time as he hands off to Donovan Tate, who pushes his way across the 30 down to the Colonel 28-yard line. They'll spot it closer to the 27. A pickup of 4 on 1st down brings up 2nd and 6.
4 yards, good pickup, Scott, but I think right here early on, the Cartersville backs are having a difficult time of really reading the blocks, whether to bounce to the outside or make a cut back to the middle. That time Tate should have stayed to the inside of the block of the left tackle. Gilbert had plenty of running room inside.
Allen this time will come out of the shotgun. They're going to go 3 wide receivers, and this time they drop back, throw it on the reverse side to Clyburn, who pushes his way at the 20. And he'll get wrestled out right shy of the 20-yard line at the 21. And that should be very near a Hurricane 1st down. They may have to bring the chains out to take a look at this one, and they do. So with 5:48 to play here in the opening quarter, Cass leading at 6-0 on the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. And you see Clyburn just rolling toward that 1st down marker, and he's going to be very near.
Depending on that spot where he went down, if they marked it where he went down, it would be short. Just depends on the spot.
Hard to see from our vantage point. It's down right at the 20-yard line in front of the Cass bench. So a lot of players in the way from where we are right now, so hard to tell.
We'll just wait for the roar of one of the crowds.
Here we go. We got a good look at it here on the monitor, and the Canes are going to be about 6 to 10 inches short there. And it'll bring up 3rd and short now for the Canes. And now we're just going to have an old-fashioned street fight here for about 6 inches. So Lyle Allen will bring him up to the line. They'll spot the ball just shy of the Cass 21-yard line. It'll be 3rd and inches as the Canes bring it up to the line. 5:48 to play here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, with it being 3rd down and inches, you're probably going to see Lyle Allen with quarterback sneak. You notice big number 75, Gilbert, is at left guard. It's a pretty good indication of which side he'll be sneaking to.
Hurricanes will also spread it out a little bit as the Colonels load up the line. They bring in a goal line set defensively, and the Hurricanes just push it through for the 1st down. Allen riding the rear end of his big guard that time, Joseph Gilbert, and the Hurricanes will move the sticks.
And Joseph Gilbert playing just about every position so far in this series. He's played left guard, left tackle. He's played right tackle. He's played the tight end position. Joseph Gilbert, very versatile, very valuable to the Cartersville offensive line.
Gain of almost 2 for Lyle Allen. That moves the sticks for the Canes and brings up 1st down from the Colonel 20-yard line, or 19, I should say. It's just inside the 20-yard line. Little delay on the field as head referee John Austin now says we can play this one. So Allen will come out of the shotgun. He's going to bunch trips to the right side of the formation. One back in the backfield. Allen flares them all out. Throws across the middle of the field. Ball is tipped and incomplete. That time almost picked off. Great play across the middle defensively that time by number 40, Chad Gleason.
And Chad Gleason should have intercepted that football, thrown right in his hands as Lyle Allen waited a little too late to deliver that football. He allowed Jeremy Trimble, number 2, to get right in behind the linebacker, but that ball was delivered a little too late. As you can see on the replay, Gleason should have picked that pass off.
This time the Hurricanes will drop back under play action. Allen puts it up in the air, has a receiver, and Clyburn is going to come back for the football. He caught it, but was out of bounds. What a great catch that time, but just a step or so out of the line, and that brings up 3rd and 10 now for the purple and gold.
2 great plays on that play as Clyburn ran the post corner where he went to the inside and then made a move to the outside. Number 5, J.K. Williams for Cass, got a hand on that ball and was able to break it up.
Let's take a look at it here on the replay.
Williams getting his hand in there, and that saved a touchdown. Great concentration by Clyburn, but he was out of bounds.
So Allen will come out of the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. And this time Allen drops back. He keeps it himself up the middle. He's going to break 1 tackler. He's at the 10, down to the 7-yard line, and the Hurricanes are going to move the sticks. So a pickup of 13 that time for Lyle Allen. And just when the Hurricanes need a play, he comes out. This is very similar to the offense that the Gators run when Tim Tebow comes in. And if you get great blocking from your receivers, it really opens up the field for a quick quarterback.
Yeah, that's what happens when you spread the field. And Allen was very close to scoring the touchdown. The timing was off as he got a bad snap, didn't get a good fake, but wide open in the middle.
Allen will again come in. This time they'll bunch it tight out of a true wing tee with double tights. Allen sends Alexander in motion. They lose the football. It's on the ground, and the Colonels say they have it, and they do. So the Colonels take over at their own 5-yard line, and a huge break for Cass.
Huge turnover by Cartersville on that play. Not sure what happened. Did you see on the replay? Allen just not getting a good grip on that ball. Not sure if the quarterback pulled out too early or just a bad exchange between the center and the quarterback, and Cass coming up with a huge turnover here as Cartersville was headed in for a score to tie this football game.
So this time they're going to pitch it out on the corner looking for Samuel. He gets across the 10, out at the 15, and is going to be knocked out of bounds up near the 24-yard line. A nice pickup that time for Cass, and he'll go out of bounds there. So the clock will stop with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to play here in the opening quarter.
Scott and 22 for Cass. Richard Samuel running hard this first quarter, this football game. Again, picking up big yardage on the sweep. Looked as if Cartersville may make the tackle at the line of scrimmage, but this is not a kid that you can arm tackle and bring down. You've got to hit him and wrap up. Big kid with a lot of speed.
Ricky Casco comes to the sideline to get the call from head coach Rick Casco, and now he'll bring him back into the huddle. Pickup of 19 that time for Richard Samuel. This time, the Colonels will again hand off to Samuel, who tries to break it outside, and he's going to be stopped up after a short gain. Gets it up to about the 24-yard line, a pickup of 5. Actually, no gain on the play. Back to the original line of scrimmage.
And that's a good football play by 48 for Cartersville. Luke Pye making the tackle on Samuel on that play, but you can see Samuel with the ability, with his quick feet. A guy, with that size, you normally don't see the quickness, but very difficult to bring him down for that first man to get him.
Well, the Colonels will bring it up to the line. They're going to bring twins to the left side of the formation. Casco will go under center, out of the eye. This time they're going to swing the tight end, Scott, to the right side of the formation, and they hand off up the middle, and the Hurricanes crash in on Richard Samuel, stopping him short of the line of scrimmage, or right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Again, I think that was 48, Luke Pye, crashing in from his left defensive tackle position, making the first initial hit on Samuel on that play. Now, it's 3rd down and 10. The last time the Cass was in 3rd down, it was 3rd and 5. They ran the fullback trap because you think it's an obvious passing down, but Coach Casco showing that he's got a few tricks up his sleeve tonight.
Well, the Colonels will bring it up to the line. 3rd and 10 the call. Casco coming out of the shotgun. 2 backs in the backfield. And this time he drops back to pass, has some time. Now under some pressure, is going to roll out. Gets caught by his own man, and the Hurricanes drop him back at the 19-yard line. And a breakdown in the blocking scheme that time for the Colonels. Nowhere to go for Casco, ran into his own man, and the Hurricanes come in with the sack, and now the Colonels will be forced to punt.
Yeah, really good decision by Ricky Casco, as you can see on the replay, running into his own man, trying to escape the pressure from Cartersville. 44 Zoe Murphy making the tackle, but it was a good decision not to throw that football. There was nobody open on that play.
And now we got a penalty flag on the field. That's going to be a legal participation against the Colonels. They broke the huddle with 12.
Action on the kicking team. 5 yards from the previous spot. Remains 4th down.
And there you get the call from John Austin, whose mic is now working. So with 2:10 to play here in the opening quarter, the Hurricanes will get this ball with pretty good field position, as the Colonels will now kick from their own 14-yard line after the 5-yard penalty. Colonels will split wide receivers out. Long snap count. They get it back to Casco, who gets this one underway. A good-looking kick. Hurricanes will come back to it. Alexander fielding it at the 45, and it'll be wrestled down at the 41. A loss of a couple on the return as he bobbled it. And good coverage that time by number 1, Gerald Allen.
And that was a great kick by Ricky Casco to kind of change the field position a little for Cass on that play. And for Cass High School, this is exactly the way that you want the first quarter to go. As you can see, Alexander, again, almost committing another huge turnover for the Hurricanes, but Alexander able to get on that football. Cass, you want to get off to a good start. You're at home. You got to break early. Cartersville marching to score, and early in this first quarter, it's been all Cass and a couple of Cartersville miscues.
Well, the Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. They're going to work from their own 42. 1:50 to go here in the opening quarter. You're watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. We're going to go with 3 wide receivers. Allen goes under center, and this time he's going to hand off right up the middle to Alexander, who's loose across the midfield stripe and pushes his way into Colonel territory. Nice pickup that time for the purple and gold. A gain of almost 14 yards on the carry that time.
And Scott, that was a good read by Alexander. Did not bounce it outside, found his blocking, picked up about 13, 14 yards on the play, but a good job of reading the blocking.
Well, the Canes will bring it up to the line. They're going to bring Donovan Tate to the right side of the formation. They'll go 3 wide receivers, 1 back in the backfield. And Lyle Allen will come out of the shotgun. He throws it quickly over to Clyburn, who's wide open at the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20. Cuts inside, and he's going to be wrestled down at the Colonel 15-yard line. Nice pickup offensively that time for the Canes.
Scott, just an obvious bust in coverage as the strong safety for Cass and also the cornerback, J.K. Williams, both came on stunts from the outside, and they both left number 25, R.B. Clyburn, by himself, wide open, but obvious bust in coverage on that play, giving Cartersville a big play.
31 yards on the strike for Lyle Allen, and the Hurricanes will again come out of the shotguns. They run no huddle. 1 back in the backfield is Alexander. 3 wide receivers, and this time Allen quickly hands off to Alexander around the left end, and he'll get nowhere on first down. Brings up 2nd and 10 with 1:11 to go here in the opening quarter. Now, one thing the Hurricanes have done is they've gone to the no huddle now, and Cass's defense on the field for a long time now. Cartersville did have a big drive that ended in a fumble. Cass went 3 and out, and now they got the first down. They went 3 and out, and now Cartersville has an opportunity to come in and score. But the quick strike offense seems to be working there as they got the little connection to Clyburn.
Yeah, of course, the concern, with your defense on the field, and Cartersville running a lot of plays here in the first quarter.
Hurricanes will bring it up to the line, and this time they hand off to Alexander up the middle, who's across the 15, the 5, and he pushes his way to the goal line, touchdown. And the Hurricanes score on a 15-yard carry that time by Morgan Alexander, and they have answered Cass's call.
Scott, you just called it about the no huddle and Cartersville picking up the tempo, but on that play, it's early here in the first quarter, but you can see the missed tackles. The Cass defense really looking a little tired here on this play. As you can see the tackles, not very good tackling here as Alexander does a good job of getting into the end zone.
Trent Dittmer will come in to attempt the extra point. Hurricanes looking for their first lead of the night at the 33-second mark here in the opening quarter. The snap is down, the kick is up and away, and it's good. The Canes lead it 7-6. We'll take a quick break and come back on the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Scott Singer along with Donald Rucker, bringing you all the play-by-play action from Earl Cunningham Stadium tonight as the Hurricanes have grabbed their first lead of the game. A 58-yard drive for the Canes, lasting just a little over a minute.
Big advantage for Cartersville in the kicking game with Trent Dittmer handling extra points and field goals. That advantage will go to Cartersville.
Well, Cass fumbles the kickoff out of bounds at the 5, and that's unfortunately where they're going to take over on that one. And Blake Sims just couldn't hang on to that ball. It goes out of bounds. It will be Cass football, but deep in their own territory. And now Cartersville starting to gain a little bit of the field position battle. Cass won it early when Cartersville had to punt on the first drive. They got the field position, came down and scored. Since then, Cartersville has occupied the field position battle.
Yeah, and that's a tough lesson to learn for a ninth grader. Blake Sims on that play does not field that punt. Cass will start 1st and 10 from the Cass 5-yard line, and you know where they're going to go with the football. This big number 22, Richard Samuel. You heard a lot about him. Folks, I can tell you he is as good as advertised.
Oh, yeah. Could be one of the best athletes in the county, if not the region, in the Hurricanes. Come up to the line defensively. Cass throws it out the flat to Williams, and he's going to get hit and dropped and pushed back into the end zone. And they're going to spot his forward progress to the 3-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play.
And that is a great job by the Cartersville secondary, in particular number 7, Byron Hall, really adjusting to that play, getting off the block and making the tackle for almost a 2-yard gain in the Cass backfield. But great job by the left cornerback of Cartersville, Byron Hall.
And that'll do it for the first quarter of play here at Earl Cunningham Stadium. You're watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. We'll take a quick break and come back right after this. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive as we get ready to start quarter number 2. Cartersville leading it 7-6 on the Chuck Clancy Automotive scoreboard. And the Colonels will break the huddle deep in their own territory. They started this drive at their 5. They were backed up to the 3 after good stop by the Canes. And now they'll bring Samuel to the right side of the formation in the wing. And we're going to have an offside call against the Canes. That'll give the Colonels 5.
It's gotten extremely dark on that end of the football field, particularly towards the
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense. 5 yards, remains 2nd down.
Of course, with that being 2nd down, that's a huge mistake by the Cartersville defense, particularly when you got a back like Samuel in the backfield for Cass.
I believe that's the first penalty of the night against the Canes. So Casco will bring it up to the line. Again, Samuel in at the wing to the right side of the formation. Now he splits them out wide, and this time they hand off right up the middle, and the Hurricane defense meets the ball carrier. I believe that's Lawson Akes.
Yeah, Lawson Akes again. This was a play that Cass scored the touchdown on. Instead of sending Samuel in motion, they had Samuel this time lined up at the right wing. He went in motion to the right side. And again, they ran the fullback trap, but Leon Payne, along with Luke Pye, Trey Ball, none of those guys were fooled this time on the fullback trap. But 3rd down and about 6 yards for a Cass 1st down.
11:22 to play here in the opening half. 7-6 your score as the Colonels will bring it up to the line. This time they're going to spread it out. 4 wide receivers as Casco will come out of the shotgun. Keep your eyes on Richard Samuel lined up in the slot. They come back, they throw to him in the slot. He's got the reception up at the 18-yard line, and he comes down with it. That was drawn up. You could see the whole way. He had the mismatch in there, nobody on him right at the line, and he was able to break a little out pattern and pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, Cartersville really didn't get the strong safety, did not loosen outside far enough on this play. 21 Brian Long to get close enough to Samuel, but nice toss by Casco, and again you can see the athletic ability of 22 Richard Samuel just reaching up and easily snatching that pass out of the air.
Inside 11 minutes to go here in the first half. The Colonels will bring 2 wides to the left side of the formation. 2 to the right side of the formation. Now 2 to the left as Samuel breaks out of the eye. 1 back in the backfield is Akes. Watch for the draw up the middle, and that's what they give him right there. And Akes just pushes his way forward for 4.
Again, they ran the fullback trap with Akes. This time, trap to the right, and Akes picking up good yardage, picking up 5 yards on that play. Be 2nd down and 5 for Cass 1st down. Cass 2nd and 5 at the Cass 25-yard line.
2 for 2 there. I got that one. Colonels bring it up to the line. Just short of the 25-yard line. 2nd and 5 the call. We're near the 10-minute mark here in the first half. Casco under center, and this time he's going to drop back, throws it out to the flat, and Getting hit just across the 25 out to the 27-yard line is Richard Samuel. Nice reception that time, pushes his way forward. It's going to create a 3rd and short.
Yeah, and if you're Cass, you'll take that all day. Samuel in space. Cartersville elected not to loosen anybody, over the top of him. But when you're that kind of athlete and he goes out in a slot position, you're almost forced to send somebody to line up over the top of him. But you'll take him in space all day against the secondary of Cartersville.
Well, the Colonels quickly jump up to the line. 5.5 to play here in the first, or 9.5 rather to play here in the first half. And this time Samuel trying to go around the right end gets nowhere. And the Hurricanes hold on 3rd down. And now the Colonel punt team should come onto the field.
I think that was number 8, Tyler Blackwell, on that play as Cass came up to the line of scrimmage quickly before they tried to line up before Cartersville could get set. Bunched about 3 or 4 guys to the right. Ran the sweep to Samuel to the right. It was a great call. But I think that was number 8, Tyler Blackwell, making really a great tackle for Cartersville in that play to save a first down.
Back deep to receive for the Hurricanes is Byron Hall. Casco set to kick it away from his own 15-yard line. He gets underneath it. It is a wayward kick, and it'll roll out of bounds at the Hurricane 48-yard line, and that's where the Canes will take over 1st and 10 after the Cass punt. And there you see the Colonel sideline and defensive coordinator Sean Campbell explaining some instructions right there to Travis Scott. Coach Campbell doing a good job. Used to be, I believe he was the head coach at Palm Beach Gardens down in the Palm Beach area. Pretty good football program down there. Said he liked the atmosphere of Georgia football and came up here with Coach Casco 4 years ago.
And Scott, on that punt, Ricky Casco, he shares a lot of duties. When you're punting, you're kicking off, and also PATs and field goals. Didn't get a good kickoff, but you have to be very careful when the punter's a quarterback, and Cartersville paying special attention to Casco.
3 wide receivers this time, and they hand off to Alexander around the left end, and he's going to gain maybe a yard on first down. Brings up 2nd and 9 with 6:35 to play here in the first half.
35 for Cass. Greg McGee making the tackle on that play. 6:28 to go here in the first half. Cartersville 7 and Cass 6. Cartersville 2nd down and 7 for a first down at the 50-yard line. Looks like the Cass defense has kind of been energized after that long drive of Cartersville, but as they continue to stay on the field, they could wear down here in the second half.
Hurricanes go underneath this time to Tate, and he gets tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and a late penalty flag comes out. We'll see what the call is.
Not sure what that was, Scott, but again, Tate had an opening to the inside but tried to bounce outside. Should have stayed north-south on that play, and looks like it's going to be a clip or block in the back against Cartersville.
And that's a drive killer, Coach, because Canes with pretty good field position at the midfield stripe. They're going to back this one up a little bit.
Illegal block below the waist on the offense. The penalty has been declined. 3rd down.
Wow. That's
surprising.
That is surprising. I thought they would have backed him up some, but.
That's going to give Cartersville 3rd and 7. Yeah. Really a manageable first down for Cartersville, but I agree with you, Scott. That's surprising that Cass would turn that penalty down.
So the Hurricanes bring it up to the line. Allen throws across the middle, has a receiver, and Tremble for the first down to the Colonel 35-yard line. So a nice pitch and catch, and a great catch that time by Jeremy Tremble. And again, the focus of that young man this year has been exceptional as he comes back to the football, he looks it in. And last year, there was talk him wanting to play in college. I almost kind of doubted him. I tell you what, he can play on Saturday with the way he comes back to the football.
That was great concentration by Jeremy Tremble. Of course, the defensive side of the football on the Cass side, a little upset that nobody came up to hit Tremble as he was trying to catch that football.
This time Alexander running up the middle, pushing his way across the 30 down to the 28-yard line, a gain of 7 on first down.
And Scott, that's why, we were both saying, on 2nd down, take that penalty, because 3rd down and 7 for Cartersville offense with Lyle Allen at quarterback. That is a very manageable play for Cartersville to get a first down.
Well, the Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. Again, they'll work out of the shotgun. 4 wides, and this time Allen keeps it himself up the middle on a design draw play, and he'll gain a couple. It'll bring up 3rd and short now for the Canes.
That play really didn't fool anybody. They faked inside. Good call by the Cartersville offense, but a better play by the Cass defense. Again, number 35 in on the tackle, Greg McGee for Cass on that play. It'll be 3rd down and a long 3, almost 4 for Cartersville first down. Cartersville at the Cass 28-yard line.
Well, the Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. Again, 3 wide receivers, 1 in the slot, and this time they hand off to Alexander up the middle, who pushes his way across the 25 down to about the 24-yard line. And a pickup of 4.5 is good enough for the Hurricane first down.
Scott, I said 6 minutes a few minutes ago. I think that was an 8. Got a few bubs missing on the clock, as now the clock goes to 6:08.
Yeah, I've had that problem a couple times. I've called the wrong time. Forgive me if I am, because sometimes 8s look like 5s. And
yeah, they do. There are a few bubs missing on the clock there. But Cartersville does have a first down at the Cass 25-yard line. And again, you can see the Cass defense. You can see the body language starting to get a little weary as Cartersville continues to run the football, go no hurdle, keep that defense out on the field. In the middle of the 3rd quarter, you could see a lot of things happen with this Cartersville offense.
Canes come out of the shotgun. Allen drops back, throws it over the top, has a receiver in Baker inside the 20 down to the 19-yard line. And the Hurricanes will pick up a chunk right there. They'll get 6 on first down, brings up 2nd and 4. And again, as the Hurricanes continue to get 2nd and 3rd and short situations, and they run the no huddle, as you said, Coach, it puts your defense on your heels. And a lot of these Cass guys, especially in the middle, are going both ways. And when that happens, you start to wear down.
Yeah, if it becomes a 4th quarter football game, it goes to the 4th quarter, it's a close football game, you would think Cartersville will have the edge.
This time Allen's going to roll out, keeps it himself on the option, drops back, catches a great block on the backside, and turns up and pushes his way inside the 20 down to about the 18-yard line. A gain of 2 on 2nd down, brings up 3rd and 3.
And that's a good decision by Lyle Allen. Did not want to risk a turnover, did not have anybody open. Picked up a couple of blocks along the way. It's going to be 3rd down. Again, and 3 for first down. 4:53 left here in the half. Cartersville 7, Cass 6. Cartersville again marching towards the Cass end zone.
That play had Urban Meyer written all over it. Coach Barden watching a lot of University of Utah's game films from 2 years ago when the Utes had one of the most explosive offenses in the country, and he loves that play right there. And Coach Casco looking for a timeout, has a mismatch, and they got the timeout because that was 6 in the other direction. Woo! Big mismatch on the left side of the line defensively. Nobody in to cover, nobody shifted right, and they take the timeout. They get it in time. 4.5 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. Cartersville leading it 7-6, and the Hurricanes are knocking on the door. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. And welcome back. The Hurricanes quickly back from the timeout called by the Colonels as they had the mismatch. The Canes had the mismatch, and it looked like it would have been an easy touchdown. This time they're going to bring Brian Long in the backfield as the Hurricanes bunch it up with double tight ends. Wing to each side. They're going to send Alexander in motion, and they give it to Long up the middle, and he pushes his way forward. He's got the first down across the 15-yard line. Look at forward progress to the 15. I believe he's got it. Yeah, the spot will give it to him here. So the Hurricanes will move the sticks.
They sent 17, Morgan Alexander, in motion from left to right. Then they came back underneath with number 21, Brian Long on the belly. And Cartersville indeed picks up the first down. 1st and 10 Cartersville at the Cass 15-yard line. 4:19 now remaining in this half, and Cartersville now on another good-looking drive starting from the 50-yard line. We're really chewing up clock and keeping the Cass defense on the field.
4:18 to play here in the opening half. Allen will go under center. This time he's going to send it back in motion, and again he hands off on the belly up the middle. That time again to Brian Long. He gains a yard or two, pushing his way down to about the, let's say the 14-yard line, so give him a yard on the carry.
Cartersville bringing out a tight end, Luke Pye, bringing out one of the linemen on that play, number 69, Dan Neal, going back to the spread formation. You would think the football would go in the air. As you see number 52 for Cass coming off the field with a leg injury. That's Corey Gravely on that play. But Cartersville could turn the table here, and you may see another run here those second downs. Not automatically going to be a pass here.
Well, the Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. This time they're going to go 3 wide receivers. Twins to the right side of the formation. That's Baker and Tremble. And this time they drop back. He looks for Clyburn in the corner of the end zone, throws it up there, and it's incomplete.
Scott, that play was run off the left hash on that play. And they try to run a post corner with Clyburn, but there's not enough room to run that play to that side of the field. Just ran out of real estate on that play. As you can see the replay, Lyle Allen just doesn't have enough room, and R.B. Clyburn ran out of real estate. Tough to run that corner out to the short side of the field.
So Allen again comes back from the sidelines with the play, bringing it into the huddle. And the Hurricanes will push it up at the 14-yard line. 3rd and 9 the call. 3 minutes and 33 seconds to play here in the first half. Allen brings it up to the line, and this time he's going to drop back, throws to the backside, has a receiver in Clyburn, and it's incomplete. Just in and out of his hands in first down territory, and now the Hurricanes will bring the kick team onto the field.
And that time, that was not the corner. He just ran about a 10-yard out. And you can see number 14, Lyle Allen. That ball got on 25, R.B. Clyburn, before he was ready. And when Lyle Allen decides to crank one up, he can really put some zip on the football. But that football should have been caught that time by Clyburn, and he'll tell you himself.
This will be a 31-yard attempt for Trent Dittmer from the left hash mark. The snap is down. The kick is up and on the way. That ball in the air and good. The Hurricanes split the uprights for 3. They now lead it 10-6 with 3:22 to play here in the opening half. You're watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Scott Singer along with Donald Rucker. 3 minutes and 22 seconds to play here in the opening half. Cartersville now leads it 10-6 after a 31-yard field goal by Trent Dittmer. And now the Colonels, who will get the ball back to start the third quarter. And again, with the offensive mind of Rick Casco, you know they're not going to sit on this ball. They'll come try to get something going.
I was thinking the same thing, Scott, with 3:22 to go. You know they're going to try to get some points and then get the football back again.
A deep floating kick will be fielded at the 15-yard line by Christian. He's across the 20, the 25, still on his feet, and gets knocked down at the 33-yard line. Nice return that time by the Colonels.
Trent Dittmer got under that football a little, did not get the ball as deep as he would have liked on that play, but good job of blocking. Nice return by Christian on that play. Cass will have decent field position here, 1st and 10 at the Cass 33-yard line, 3:15 to go in the half. And of course, if you're Cass, you're looking for points here, knowing that you're going to get the football again to start the second half. The momentum has switched here to the Cartersville side of the ball. So the Cass, you want to try to get a little momentum back here.
Well, the Colonels will bring it up to the line. One back in the backfield. They drop back to pass. Casco has some time. Now throws it over the top. Has a receiver. The ball's in the air, and it's intercepted by Cody Nix back at the 25-yard line. And now the purple and gold have grabbed the momentum right back. And see, I think earlier in the year against some of the teams that Cass has played, that's 6. But when you got an athlete like Cody Nix back there that can break on the football like that, and watch this is all Cody Nix, comes back and just steals it away and comes away with the pick.
That's a great play by Cody Nix. You're right, Scott. Cody Nix with the speed ran that ball down and was able to catch that football. And as you said, in previous weeks, there are corners that may not have had that type of speed and could run that pass down, but Cody Nix with 4.4 speed ran that ball down and made the interception. But that's a great football play by Cody Nix.
Now will the Hurricanes try to get something going here?
Yes, they will.
They bring it up to the line. 3 wide receivers. Wing to the left side of the formation, and the Hurricanes hand off right up the middle to Donovan Tate, who pushes his way across the 25 out to about the 20. I'm sorry, that was Morgan Alexander on the carry, pushing his way up to the 28-yard line. Gain of 2 or 3 on first down, brings up 2nd and a long 7.
42 for Cass. Nick Cordell making the tackle the way you draw it up. Nice tackle on Morgan Alexander on that play.
Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. 3 wide receivers. Clyburn split wide to the right side of the formation in the bottom of your screen. And this time, Allen drops back to pass, throws it over the top, has a receiver, and Baker goes up for it, and it'll be incomplete. Baker breaking on the ball, trying to take it away from J.K. Williams. And again, there's another instance where at that point the ball a little bit overthrown. Baker looked like he should have become a cornerback on that position to break it down, but yet he still has an opportunity to break on the ball and make something.
Scott, I think Baker was expecting J.K. Williams to jump and go after this ball, so he went up expecting a fight, did not get one, and I think it kind of threw his timing off a little.
2:29. This time Allen drops back, looks to the backside, has a receiver catching it upfield that time. For the Canes will be Baker, and he pushes his way for the first down out to the 39-yard line. Gain that time of 11, and the Hurricanes will move the sticks.
That's a good job of running the football by Timmy Baker. Timmy Baker has always been one of my favorite wideouts. Great hands, but also you got to give number 2, Jeremy Trimble, a lot of credit on that play. That is an excellent job of blocking by number 2, Jeremy Trimble.
This time Baker and Trimble split wide to the right side of the formation. Clyburn to the left, one back in the backfield, that's Donovan Tate. They'll line up Alexander in the slot, and Allen will come out of the shotgun. Drops back to pass, has a little bit of time, looks downfield, has a receiver, and Alexander will pick it up inside the 35 at the 34-yard line, and the Hurricane air attack is in full stride.
Wow, and that's perhaps the best catch Morgan Alexander has made all year, right down the middle. Again, you know, you expect a fight as Alexander goes up, but nobody really going up to challenge Alexander on that play as 81. Josh Christian makes the tackle. But once again, here come the Hurricanes, and you see the pass rush for Cass is almost non-existent. When you're having to chase around quarterbacks and running backs all day in this spread offense, that rush starts to get less and less.
1st and 10 the call as the Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. Ball on the Colonel 35-yard line. Allen with 4 wide receivers, 1 back in the backfield, will drop back to pass, has some time, throws it underneath this time to Baker, who breaks a tackle, steps inside, and gets across the 30 down to the 28-yard line. A gain of 7 on first down, brings up 2nd and 3. The clock will stop now with a timeout. The Hurricanes are going to stop the clock with 1:27 to play here in the first half. 10-6 your score on the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. 1:27 to play here in the first half. 10-6 your score. Cartersville on top of this one, and the Hurricanes working from the Colonel 28-yard line.
Cass now going with a 3-man front. They're going to drop 8 to try to cover the Cartersville receivers.
4 wides, 1 in the slot, and this time the Hurricanes throw over the middle, and it's incomplete. That time intended for Baker. That time Lyle Allen throwing it a little bit behind Baker, and he had to adjust for the ball, and it goes incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 3 now.
Cass is dropping off number 42, the nose tackle, Nick Cordell, in the middle to try to help with the pass coverage as they rush 3 and drop 8. You think if you drop 8, you should be able to cover them up. To make it tough for Cartersville to complete one over the middle.
Hurricanes getting the call from the sidelines. With the no huddle, the Hurricanes have an opportunity to change the line at the play, at the line rather. Allen out of the shotgun, 4 wide receivers, drops back to pass, has some time, looks across the middle, has a receiver in Trimble, and he's dislodged right at the goal line. And Trimble slow to get up. Great hit that time defensively by T.L. Lindley. And Trimble, hats off to him. He sat in there and took a shot.
Yeah, he took a good hit on that play. A lot of the passes allow Allen or a little high. Is on target just a little high as Trimble sacrifices his body and goes up for that ball. At least he's making a good hit on the play, and Trimble came off on that play.
4th and 3 the call.
Trimble's still on. He just changed.
This would be a 45-yard field goal attempt, 46-yard attempt. The Hurricanes are going to go for it on 4th down. Again, the Canes going 4 wides, and this time Allen keeps it himself right up the middle, and he's got the first down and more inside the Cass 25 down to the 21-yard line, and the Hurricanes will move the sticks. The clock will stop momentarily while they reset the chains. And the Canes are going to call for the timeout. We'll take a break as well with 1:10 to play here in the first half. 10-6 your score on the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. Hurricanes bring it up to the line. 1st and 10 the call. 1:10 to go here in the first half. Hurricanes with the football. 4 wide receivers. Allen drops back under some pressure. Now turns it upfield, and he'll take the sack back at the 24-yard line. A loss of 2 on the play. Coverage breaking down, and Allen's going to call for the timeout with 55 seconds to go in the contest. And we'll take another break as well. Again, you're watching the high school football game of the week. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. The Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. It'll be 2nd and 12 after the 2-yard sack as Allen will come out of the shotgun. 4 wide receivers. Drops back, has some time. Allen throws it over the middle, has a receiver in Tate, and it's incomplete inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. So that brings up 3rd and 12 now for the Canes.
And that was a nice pass by the quarterback, Lyle Allen. He threw that ball where only Donovan Tate could catch that football. You know, gets to a point in particular in big games, you got to have your receivers. You got to help the quarterback a little. There's some catches, and Cartersville has done that tonight. Don't get me wrong. Receivers have made some big catches in some tight spots to help the quarterback, but you got to help the quarterback out in certain situations. Cartersville with 0 timeouts left here in the half.
Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. Again, they go 4 wide receivers. Allen drops back, has some time, tops it over the top to Clyburn. It goes up for it. We're going to have pass interference in the end zone. Clyburn got hit hard by J.K. Williams at the goal line. That'll be 15 yards and an automatic first down with 43 seconds to play here in the first half.
Yeah, that's what happens when you got a 6'5", 6'6", as you can see on the replay. And number 5, J.K. Williams, really just defenseless against 25 R.B. Clyburn and does the next best thing, just take him out.
So the Hurricanes will bring it up to the line, spot that ball now at the Colonel, looks like the 12-yard line. They're going to bring that ball to the middle of the field. It'll be spotted at the Colonel 12. That is an automatic first down, so they'll move the chains. Chain gang a little slow on the far side of the field to move it down. The Canes can still get a first down without scoring, but the clock is kind of against them right now with 43 seconds to go here in the first half.
Cass secondary having a difficult time matching up against the 6'5", 6'6" R.B. Clyburn.
The Canes could hurry up and snap the ball. They got a huge mismatch on the far side of the field with Clyburn being guarded by Gerald Allen. He's got about, it looks like a foot, and now the Colonels have moved Travis Scott out there to guard him. He'll go one-on-one with Clyburn to eliminate the basketball play. And this time Allen keeps it up the middle. He'll be brought down at the 11-yard line, and the clock continues to run with 37 seconds to play. Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. They're going to have to move quickly. Lyle Allen up at the line, and he's going to throw it in the ground to stop the clock with 24 seconds to go.
Scott and Lyle Allen took a pretty good hit from Lawson Ackies on that play on the left. I'm not sure if it was the ankle or the shin, but took a pretty good shot. Cartersville trying to catch the Cass defense off guard. Obvious passing down, but they went with the quarterback draw with Lyle Allen, but Cass was not fooled on that play.
Well, now the Hurricanes in a must-throw situation, so Cass can drop back in the coverage they want. Again, if the Canes don't get it, they'll have to settle for the field goal. We'll see what they do right here as Allen drops back, has some time, looks over the middle, nowhere to go, and now he's going to take off running. Allen looking for the corner, going to dive over and heads toward the goal line. A touchdown, what a play by Lyle Allen as he gets airborne over the top for 6, and the Hurricanes are in the end zone. What a play by Lyle Allen. A 10-yard run around the right end, and Lyle Allen took it in for 6.
Scott, there's a lot of booing by the Cass side. I'm not sure that Lyle Allen got in on that play. As you can see on the replay, I thought he came down inside the goal line. We can see here, and we'll check and see how my eyes are.
Well, he hurdles that tackler and then gets pushed right at that. Yeah, it's very close to tell from that position.
From that
right
angle, he may not have gotten in.
Snap is down, the kick is up and on the way, and it's good. The Canes now lead it 17-6 with 13 seconds to play here in the first half. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the high school football game of the week. And welcome back. You're watching the high school football game of the week. 13 seconds to play here in the second quarter. The Hurricanes have grabbed a commanding 17-6 lead. We'll see it from our low camera here as Allen hops over a would-be tackler, dives toward the goal line. Again, still hard to tell from that angle if he got the ball across the plane of the end zone.
Well, after further review, we do not have indisputable evidence. The play stands as called on the field. Heck of a running play by Lyle Allen.
Boy, that That was amazing. 13 seconds to play here in the second quarter, and Dittmer kicks this one end over end down the middle of the field. Cass with the football. They'll pick it up to 15, the 20. Still on his feet across the middle. Outside. One man to beat is Christian. He's across the 30, the 20, and Christian gets the Colonels right back in it. What a play on the return, but a big penalty flag at the 41-yard line, and that one may be coming back. Let's see what the call is. And that one's going to come back. Let's see if we can take a look at that one. Wow, what a run.
Boy.
Josh Christian picks it up at the 11. Let's see if we can pick up the penalty. Coming across the 20. Got a wedge right there. And, well, that's not it. Might have been over here on that side of the field, and Christian goes the distance. But that one's going to be called back, and the Colonels will start at their own 32-yard line.
Scott, that's a tough break for Cass. With an opportunity to, again, get momentum going into the half and knowing that you're getting the football back. Tough break for Cass.
So the Colonels will bring it up to the line. We got an official timeout on the field. We got official time. Let's see what the call is here.
Dead ball, illegal substitution on the defense.
Substitution
5 yards,
against the
first and 5.
Must have broke the huddle with 12 people.
They didn't just break the huddle with 12. They had 12 out there on the field.
So the Colonels will bring it up to the line. Will they run a play is the question. And they will. They'll run it right up the middle to Samuel, who gets across the midfield stripe. He's outside. Samuel's got one man to beat, and the Hurricanes will try to wrestle him down before the half, and they do, right down at the 10-yard line, and that will be the last play of the half. But a great run that time by Richard Samuel, and he's wrestled out of bounds, it looks like the 11-yard line. So a pickup of 51 yards for Richard Samuel. That will pad his stats, and the Hurricanes dodge a bullet there. The Canes go to the locker room up 17-6, but we've got ourselves a football game at Earl Cunningham Stadium. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the high school football game of the week. And welcome back. You're now watching the United Community Bank halftime show. And now the pride of the city of Cartersville, the Hurricane Marching Band.
Coaching staff has given them the edge, needing to compete at such a high level to win state championships. Coaches include head coach Jason Facalaris, assistant coach Jim Houston, Joe Kraft, Neil Cook, Corey and Bride, Tim Bruce, Brandon Delgado, and trainer Marshall Crosby. And now your 2006 state wrestlers. State qualifiers include Hunter Docker, Justin Davis, TJ Mays, Joey Camp, and Greg McGee. Racing 6 at stake for Will Boker and St. Frank taking third. Kyle Gordon, Stevie Kennedy, second runner-up, Philip Gordon, Fraser, Willie Hermano, winning the individual state titles of Damon Taylor, and two-time state champ Justin Martin. Special thanks to our parents, family, sponsors, and Liberty Gym for all
The 2007 show is a tribute to several of the greatest Southern rock bands and songs in American history. We open the show tonight with a fanfare based on Leonard Skinner's Freebird. We then feature saxophone soloist Kristen Williams and trumpet player Marcus Pelsley in Molly Hatchett's Flirt with Disaster. DJ Easter on guitar kicks us straight into another of Leonard Skinner's favorite, Sweet Home Alabama. Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, I now present the Cass High School Marching Colonels. Band, the Devil Went Down to Georgia. greatest Southern rock band of all time, Leonard Skinner and Freebird.
And welcome back. You're watching the high school football game of the week brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. I'm Scott Singer along with Donald Rucker, and we have seen one great half of football. 17-6 your score here at the break, and we'll start by recapping the scoring. Cass on the board first, a 36-yard draw play up the middle to Lawson Akes, and just like that, the Colonels had grabbed the game's first lead, had all the momentum. The Hurricanes came back, though, a 15-yard touchdown run by Morgan Alexander to end the first quarter, gave the Hurricanes a 7-6 advantage. Then Trent Dittmer split the uprights from 31 yards out at the 3:22 mark in the second quarter, and the Canes led 10-6. It looked like Cartersville would go into the locker room with that lead, but the Hurricanes get the ball back, take it down the field, and then Lyle Allen with a 10-yard touchdown run. You got to hand it to him for the athleticism, but a little questionable getting into the end zone. Might have been down before on the way in, and unfortunately for Cass, that would have run the clock out, and the Colonels would have gone in the locker room just down by 4. Now they find themselves down 11. It's 17-6 as we get ready to start the second half of play. Some notable numbers with the final run. Richard Samuel got near the century mark. He now has 7 carries, 98 yards. We do have a score update from across the state right now. It is total domination from what I hear. It is Buford all over Greater Atlanta Christian, 14-0. Caleb King held to just 3 yards in the first half of play, and Buford supposedly has been dominating from the get-go. GHC came out with 4 wides, couldn't get anything going, and then they tried to get back to what they know how to do, and of course you can't do that against the Buford front 7.
Well, we knew Buford had a good football team, but Buford may be even better than advertised, as Cartersville had a lot of success throwing the football against Buford, and you got to think that GHC saw that and came out thinking they could throw the football.
Well, the kickoff here for the Canes goes deep down the middle of the field. Cass will receive it at the 6. Coming back the other way, they've got a lane outside and a block there, and the Hurricanes will bring them down at the 28-yard line. So the Colonels will start with excellent field position here to start the third quarter.
A good job of running the football again. At number 81 for Cass. Again, that's Josh Christian, who did return the kickoff right before the half for a touchdown, but that kick was brought back due to a holding penalty, and Christian, again, doing a good job of running that football back. Cartersville, Cass will start 1st and 10 from the Cass 29-yard line.
So the Colonels will bring it up to the line. Their first drive here in the second half. Casco under center out of the I. And this time they're going to hand off to Samuel, who gets to the left. He's across the 40 out to the 42-yard line, and the Colonels just push it forward for 12.
Nice looking running play designed by Cass as Samuel starts to the inside, bounces to the outside. I tell you, Scott, in the open field, he is an electrifying runner. Finished that run off strong. Nice job of making the tackle by Cody Nix on that play. As you can see Samuel again in the open field, big, strong, and powerful, finishing off the run strong on that play.
Well, Coach Casco and his staff very upset by the end of the call, and I was getting the radio reports, and he was saying that second half they're just going to come out and smash it down the Hurricanes' throat and see if they can stop him behind Samuel. And this time they give it to him again right up the middle, and Samuel jumps over a would-be tackler and gets out to the 45, a gain of 2 on first down, brings up 2nd and 8.
Scott, I would say that's a pretty good game plan as you see Samuel again, and obviously Coach Casco has said at halftime, you're getting the football, you run the football like a man possessed the second half because we're coming to you. We're going to get on your back. We're going to ride you the second half. And you can see Samuel coming out with 2 nice-looking runs to start this half, putting him over 100 right now for the night.
114 on 9 carries unofficially as the Colonels will bring it up to the line. Again, they'll work out of the I. They're going to send the wing in motion, and this time they pitch it off to Samuel around the left end, and he's got to the corner as he goes across the midfield stripe into Cartersville territory down to the Hurricane 45-yard line. A nice pickup that time of 9 yards, and just like that, the Colonels will move the sticks again.
Cass brought Travis Scott in motion from right to left, and they had numbers against Cartersville on that left side. They tossed the sweep to the big man, Richard Samuel. Samuel again picking up big yardage, 1st and 10. Cass from the Cartersville 45-yard line. Cartersville 17, Cass 6, early here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, the Colonels will bring it up to the line. They'll work from inside the Hurricane 45-yard line. The Colonels will bring it up to the line. Samuel dots the I. Lawson Akey's in at the fullback. Travis Scott in as the wingback. They'll move him to the right side of the formation as Casco changes it at the line. Now they'll bring Scott back the other way. Wide receiver to each side, and now they hand off right up the middle in the draw to Akey's, who pushes his way for 1.5 or 2.
Then they try to catch Cartersville again, Scott, with the fullback trap. But Akey's again, but Cartersville doing a better job since that first run where Akey's had the 35, 40-yard run for a touchdown. Doing a better job against the fullback trap, but you're getting ready to see Richard Samuel right here.
So Ricky Casco coming from the sidelines with the play. 9:32 to go here in quarter number 3, and the Colonels will bring it up to the line. 2nd and a long 8. Again, they'll work out of the I. 6th play of the drive coming up. And this time, Casco throws the flat and has it deflected at the line, and it goes incomplete. Great play by the Cartersville front 7 to put some pressure.
That's number 48, Luke Pye, doing a great job because Casco had a man open. Travis Scott out in the flats was open on that play, but Luke Pye getting a hand up, batting that ball down. 3rd down and long, and again, when you have number 22, Richard Samuel in the backfield, it does not necessarily mean pass.
Well, Ricky Casco comes from the sidelines with the play. 5:13 to go here, 3rd quarter. The clock, or actually 9:13. Keep doing that. I think there are some light bulbs out there.
There are.
9:13 to go here, 3rd quarter. Colonels will bring it up to the line. Again, they're going to work with the tight end to the left side of the formation, and this time they hand it off around the left end to Christian, and he's got some real estate in front of him. The 35, the 30, and down to the Hurricane 27-yard line. And just like that, the Colonels will move the sticks. A pickup of 16 for Josh Christian.
Another great call by the Cass offensive staff. As you can see, Christian coming around on the reverse, and he had a couple of blockers out in front of him, but that play was well designed. Christian picking up the 1st down, and Cass has established a nice-looking drive here to come out in this 3rd quarter, and this is what you had to have if you were Cass to establish the momentum in the second half.
Well, the Colonels will break the huddle and bring it up to the line. They're going to work from the Hurricane 27-yard line. 8:45 to play here, 3rd quarter. Cass getting the call from the sidelines. And a timeout call as the Colonels will talk it over. We'll take a break as well. Again, you're watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Scott Singer along with Donald Rucker. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Scott Singer along with Donald Rucker as we continue here in the third quarter. Cass with the football. And the Colonels will bring it up to the line, and this time they hand off around the left end to Samuel, who breaks a would-be tackler at the 20, stays on his feet, and pushes his way inside the 15 down to the 12-yard line. And the Colonels are just lining up and hitting the Canes right off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and Samuel is not a back that you can just reach out and arm tackle, but Scott, that was a terrible holding call. Tyler Blackwell was held and could not make the tackle. He got up looking at the official, asking for help, but he was, he was almost tackled on that play on the left sideline, on the Cass sideline.
So the clock continues to run here as the Colonels bring it up to the line. We're at the 8:14 mark, I believe. Colonels under center, and this time they're going to hand off again to Samuel up the middle, who pushes at the 10 down to the 9-yard line. A gain of 3 on first down, brings up 2nd and 9, and the Hurricanes are going to have to make a defensive adjustment.
Yeah, Samuel only picked up 1 on that play, but Scott, I like the way he runs downhill and the way he runs the football. Good hard running. Only picked up, but they're giving him 2 on that play, but tough running. And with a back that size, if you continue to run that tough, sooner or later that secondary starts to bend, and those linebackers, they start to bend a little, and you don't want to hit a back that big when he continues to run that hard every play.
So the Colonels will bring it up to the line. Casco goes under center, out of the eye. And this time he's going to hand off right up the middle to Samuel, who's hit and pushes his way forward. Again, he gets hit right at the line, but it falls forward for almost 5 and gets it down to the 5-yard line. Brings up 3rd and 2, maybe 2.5 here for the Colonel first down.
Yeah, 11, John Jansen came from the outside linebacker position to make the tackle. Could not get there quick enough to make the tackle on Samuel. Samuel, as you stated, picked up 4 yards anyway, even though he was hit behind the line of scrimmage, able to maintain his balance. And Scott, as big as he is, he can fall 3 or 4 yards every time. But 3rd down and 2 for Cass first down.
So 3rd and 2 the call. The Colonel's under center, and this time they hand off up the middle, and Samuel is hit in the backfield, and he is going to be whistled down at the 6, and that brings up 4th down. And now a loss of 1 on the play makes the Colonels have to make a decision here. They have missed an extra point, so do you bring in the field goal team to get points and pull it within 1 score?
Scott, I don't think there's any question for Cass. They're going for it here. That tackle was made that time by number 35, Trey Ball, coming in from the outside and just getting a shot on the ankles of Samuel. And that's where you want to hit a back. Those big backs don't like it when you come at the knees and the ankles and you try to make a stop on them.
Well, 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. The Colonels are going to go for it. They need the Hurricane 2-yard line for the first down. It'll be 4th and 4. They bring it up to the line. Casco under center. Long snap count. And he goes under center, drops back, throws to the flat, has a receiver, and it's caught for 6. And the Colonels are in the end zone. What a play right there as Ricky Casco completes his first pass here in the second half. A 6-yard touchdown strike right over the middle to J.K. Williams, and just like that, the Colonels are on the scoreboard.
And that was a nice pass that time by Ricky Casco. J.K. Williams, as you can see on the replay, coming off a little limp on that play, but nice throw, great catch by J.K. Williams.
So a 6-yard touchdown run, and Williams looks like he may have been shaken up a little bit on the play. Casco will stay on the field as the Colonels will go for 2 at the 5:36 mark here in the third
normally
quarter.
In the secondary, you tell your defensive backs, don't let the receiver inside. You got to get up close and deny anything inside.
This time they're going to run around the left end. Christian wide open for the 2-point conversion, and just like that, it's a 3-point game. 17-14 with 5:36 to go here in the third. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week. 5:36 to play here, third quarter, and Cass has made it a ball game. We talked at the halftime, Coach, that if they were going to come out, Cass had, it was almost a game-breaking drive right there. You had to do something on that first drive out of the half because you didn't want to go 3 and out and punt to Cartersville. But now they're right back in it, 17-14 the score, and Casco is set to kick this one off. And a great drive there led by Ricky Casco and, more importantly, Richard Samuel, who just loaded up. He now has 14 carries, 141 yards against the Hurricane defense.
Yeah, and they really kept the Cartersville defense off balance on that drive. Nice job of play calling by Coach Casco and the offensive staff of Cass, but really had Cartersville guessing what was coming, but did a good job of keeping them off balance with reverses, hard dives to the tailback Samuel, but great job by Cass on that drive.
So Casco set to kick this one off. It's a little high pooch kick. We fielded by Cody Chupp at the 26. He's going to catch a block, turns the corner, catches another block, gets outside at the 30, and stays on his feet at the 35, and pushes his way out to about the 37-yard line, and a nice run that time by Cody Chupp on the return.
Cody Chupp ran about 60 yards, picked up 7 on that play. Of course, on the pooch kick, it's not high enough where you really need a fair catch. What you want to do is try to catch that football and just get 6 or 7 yards, go straight ahead and get what you can get on that play. But that's better than fielding the football on 25 or 20-yard line and fair catching. Cartersville will start in decent field position at the Cartersville 38-yard line. 5:23 to go here in the third quarter. Cartersville 17 and Cass 14.
Well, the Hurricanes will bring it up to the line, again working from their own 38-yard line. Lyle Allen will go under center this time. He'll send twins to the right side of the formation. In the game offensively now is Doug Young for the Canes. And we got an official timeout. Looks like an equipment problem. Morgan Alexander had a chin strap issue. And what a beautiful night for football here. A little smoke on the far side of the field from the cannon here by the junior ROTC at Cass High School, and Alexander spins off a tackler and pushes his way forward for 5. And with 5:14 to go here in the third quarter, the Hurricanes keep it on the ground.
And Alexander has picked up some hard-earned yardage tonight, picking up 4 yards on that play, but it's all been tough. And what we haven't seen, Scott, we haven't seen Morgan Alexander really break loose this season on any of his signature runs, so pretty nice time for Alexander to pop one here.
Hurricanes bring it up to the line. We're going to go 3 wide receivers, wing to the right side of the formation, and again they give it to Alexander up the middle, who's loose across the midfield stripe at the 40 and wrestled down at the Cass 34-yard line. And just like that, the Hurricanes have an answer.
I see you, 17. 17 can hear me all the way up in the booth. Is Morgan Alexander about to pop one of those signature runs, and that's where Morgan Alexander is dangerous. Midway through the third quarter, early fourth quarter, when the defense gets tired, that's when 17 Morgan Alexander begins to take over a football game.
1st and 10 the call. 4:37 to play here in the third quarter. Clock is running as the Hurricanes have elected to keep it on the ground this drive. Again, they're going to spread it out with 3 wides. Baker and Doug Young split wide to the right side of the formation. Allen drops back, throws it over the middle, has Clyburn, and he'll push his way toward the first down marker. It's going to be about a yard short, but a pickup of 9 on the pitch and catch.
Yeah, when you turn around, you better get your hands ready when 14, Allen throws the football. Nice catch by Clyburn. They're going to spot him short for the first down. I didn't think Scott they gave him a very good spot. I thought he was a little closer to the 25-yard line, but they mark him back at about the 27.
So 2nd and 2 the call. Allen out of the shotgun, hands off to Alexander, who gets to the corner and pushes for the first down. A pickup of 3 that time for Morgan Alexander. See, this drive right now for Cartersville, obviously they want it to end with points, but right now they get the first down and they're starting to eat clock. And Cass's real success has been on the ground, which means this game is going to be shortened here in the second half. We'll take a look at the replay here again, and Morgan Alexander just dancing through, gets away from a tackler there. Good effort by Greg McGee to hang on, because if he doesn't get him, Alexander is gone.
There's not a kid that you want to see in open field.
Pull that stick, and the Hurricanes are going to get the first down. So they bring out the chains. Cartersville, I didn't even think that one was close. I thought
yeah,
that was.
I didn't see why they measured that one either.
Allen comes to the sidelines, from the sidelines with the play, bringing it into the huddle. Hurricanes bring it up to the line. They're going to go 3 wide receivers. One back in the backfield is Alexander. They bring Tate to the wing, and Allen comes out of the shotgun. This time he throws it up for Claiborne in the end zone, and he goes back for it. Incomplete. Great play defensively that time by the Colonels' #1, Gerald Allen. And that was a great play defensively because that was 6 right there.
Yeah, that was 6 points. You got to give Gerald Allen a lot of credit on that play. Got his hand up at the last minute, had his back to the ball, but turned at the last minute, as you can see on the replay. Got his hand up. A little stop and go right there by 25, R.B. Clyburn. Lyle Allen gets the ball up where no one else can catch it but Clyburn. But Allen was able to knock that ball loose as Clyburn came down.
Hurricanes bring it up to the line. Again, they're going to go 3 wide receivers, and this time they give it to Alexander up the middle, who pushes across the 25 down to the 21-yard line. He's going to be very near a first down. We'll see where the spot is.
Yeah,
might be about a yard short.
Alexander rolled up number 75, Joseph Gilbert's ankle on that play, but I think Joseph's going to be okay. What that play does, Scott, on that previous play when you throw the fade into the end zone, now Cass makes adjustment. They send an extra safety out to play over the top of 25 R.B. Clyburn, and now it creates running room for Cartersville. You just can't cover everything, so it becomes a guessing game.
Well, the Hurricanes will line up in a short yardage situation. Double tight ends, and this time they give it to Alexander around the right end. He's across the 10 and leaps down to the 9-yard line. A gain of 6 or 7 on 3rd down, and the Canes will move the sticks.
Morgan Alexander just jumped over the top of a man as he hurdled the cornerback of Cass. You see him on the replay, has the first down, and he just hurdled. Man, how do you tackle somebody when they start flying on? He just took off and flew about 5 yards.
Actually a gain of 8 on the carry. Gives Alexander 103 yards on the night. He goes over the century mark. The Hurricanes are going to line it up again with double tights. And this time they give it to Donovan Tate, who pushes his way forward and loses the ball out of bounds at the 2. A pickup of 5 for Donovan Tate.
Nice run by Tate, but he's got to hold on to the football. He did fumble that football at the 2-yard line. Could have been a costly turnover for Cartersville, but nice looking run. Again,
received the ball well, but got to protect it when good looking effort that time by the Cass defense.
Yeah,
to get
nice
in there
strip. Not sure that was,
away.
but that was a nice strip.
He had the ball in the right hand. Could have tucked it a little better, but I believe that was really on the Cass defense. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 2 now for the Hurricanes. They'll line it up. And this time they hand off to Brian Long up the middle, who pushes his way toward the goal line. That'll be very near.
Again, number 34, Lawson Ackes, along with 42, Nick Cordell, making the tackle, and both were there at the line of scrimmage to meet Brian Long on that play. Be 3rd down and goal. Cartersville is going to need about 1 for a first down. A touchdown, not a first down, but a touchdown.
Allen brings him up to the line, and this time he's going to hand off to Long up the middle, who's hit and dropped short of the goal line. Might have lost a yard on the play, and now it brings up 4th down, and the Hurricanes have to make a decision.
Cartersville trying to line up and just power this football. As you can see at the Cass defense, number 65, T.J. Mays, along with number 22, Richard Samuel, making a tackle for a 2-yard loss, and Cartersville's bringing on Tritt Dittmer for the field goal.
Making it a 6-point advantage if he can make this one. It'll be a 20-yard attempt. Snap is down. The kick is up and on the way, and it's good. The Canes now lead it 20-14 with 35 seconds to play here in the 3rd. We're going to take a quick break and come back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. And welcome back as we get ready to finish up the 3rd quarter. 35.5 seconds to go here in the 3rd. Cartersville with a 20-14 lead, and Cass is going to get the football.
Scott, in this football game is turning out to be the type of football game that we thought it would be with two high-powered offenses, and now it's going to come down to somebody making a mistake, somebody making a turnover, but somebody's defense has to step up and make a stop.
A high floating kick by Dittmer will be fielded at the 2 by Christian, and we've got a whistle on the field. The Canes may have been offsides on the kick. It's in that range, and I believe that's the call. So they'll move it back to the 35. They'll kick from where the collegiate players do it.
And you don't see that call very often. I mean, if you wanted to on kickoffs, you could almost call that every play because there are guys that are just right there on the edge right before the kicker kicks the ball. They're almost offside every time there's a kickoff.
The Cass wrestling team was honored at halftime of this game for their state championship. And that's impressive. AAA's got some good wrestling talent. You've got the Murray counties, the Morgan counties, you know, those teams. I mean, not the Murray County, Morgan County and Gilmer County is what I'm thinking of, and Pickens County. Westminster's always good. You got a lot of really good teams in AAA, and very impressive to come through with a victory. A high end-over-end kick will be fielded by Christian at the 9. He puts it at the 15, the 20, stays on his feet, gets to the corner, and he's going to be wrestled down at the 30-yard line, just shy of the 30. We'll call it the 29, and that's where the Colonels will take over.
And that's good kick coverage for Cartersville. You kick the football from your 35-yard line, and you're able to hold Cass to the 30-yard line, so that's good kick coverage.
We got ourselves a football game here. 25 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Cass with the football, working from their own 30, down by 6. And an opportunity to take the lead here.
Yeah, and if I'm Cass, I'm looking at big number 22.
I can tell you right now where the ball's going. Out of the eye. Samuel dots it. And this time they hand it to him right up the middle. And he's coming right at him. And gets wrestled down just across the 35-yard line. A gain of 5 on first down.
Number 8, Tyler Blackwell, the sophomore again, making a great tackle in the open field against Samuel. I'm telling you, it was Tyler Blackwell or a touchdown because there was no one else there, but Tyler Blackwell has played a well of a football game, has made a lot of key tackles tonight.
Second and 5 to call. And that will do it for the third quarter of play. Cartersville leading it 20-14. You're watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. You're watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week as we get ready for the fourth quarter. And as always, it's time for our Aflac Trivia question, brought to you by our local Aflac dealer, Derek Strange in Cartersville. And Coach, this week, the question will be, this is the 39th meeting between Cass and Cartersville. When were the 4 years that Cass pulled off victories? And we'll have the answer for you in just a second.
I don't think I was born in some of those.
The first game was played in 1956.
I was not born. Proud to say that.
Actually, the series dates back so far that the Georgia Historians website doesn't even cover this. I had to go look this up throughout the community this week with the help of Sissy Baker over at Cartersville High School. She found some guys that played on the 1956 team, which was supposedly the first time these two teams played. So again, this is the 39th meeting between the two schools. And
I do know Cass had a couple of wins back to back. I think that was I don't know, 93, 94.
Well, the Colonels will bring it up to the line. We'll give you this play, and then we'll give you the answer to it. Fourth quarter of play. Colonels bring it up to the line. They'll work out of the eye, wing to the left side of the formation. They send it back in motion, and this time they hand off to Samuel, who gets loose around the left end, and he's going to be brought down at the 45-yard line, a gain of 10 on second down, and Richard Samuel continues to push his way forward.
Again, it was number 8 again, Tyler Blackmore making the tackle, but with a back like Samuel, Scott, you got to have somebody crashing from the outside. Most of his runs are bouncing off tackle. You got to have somebody crashing from the outside, and you got to get to him before he gets started.
Well, your answer to your Aflac trivia question was 1983 was the first ever win by Cass, 26-14. Then they won back-to-back years in 94 and 95, and then again in 1997. And I'll tell you another quick tidbit about the series in just a second. Ricky Casco.
There's nobody on the wide out at the bottom of the screen.
Casco fires one out quickly out in the flat, turns the corner. He's got some room to run at the 30, the 25, the 20, the 10, and wrestled out of bounds at the 5-yard line. And just like that, the quick hits to the corner, and the Colonels knock off 50 yards.
Yeah, number 10, Travis Scott, lined up, and the Cass coaching staff was pointing at Travis Scott because Cartersville did not have a cornerback lined up on Travis Scott. Number 8, Tyler Blackwell tried to come over late to cover Scott on that play, but it was too late. It's going to be 1st and goal for Cass at the 5.
Colonels line up in the I, and this time they give it to Samuel up the middle, who's got some room to run into the end zone. Touchdown, and the Colonels have tied it at 20 with 11:03 to go here in the game, and the momentum shifting to this side of the field.
And Cass will go for the PAT. They won't go for 2, so big kick right here coming for number 7. As you see, Samuel's going in for the touchdown, but big kick right here for Casco. Missed the first PAT back in the first quarter.
The snap is up, it is good, and Cass has taken a 21-20 lead with 11 minutes to go in this game. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. 11:03 to play here in the game, and Cass has now grabbed their second lead of the game. It's 21-20, and the boys in blue and Vegas gold are on their feet here at Earl Cunningham Stadium. And what an environment for high school football as we got 11 minutes to go in a 1-point game. Ricky Casco lines it up, kicks this one end over end, and it'll go into the end zone. No, yes it will. No, it won't. Canes are going to have to pick it up. Morgan Alexander trying to get to the corner. Steps inside and is going to be wrestled down at the 11. Well, it looked like it was into the end zone from our vantage point, but I guess not. And Morgan Alexander had to pick it up and come back the other way, and now the Canes buried back deep.
Yeah, I thought Morgan Alexander had a foot in the end zone at least, but the head official ruled it differently. And now everything going Cass way as the momentum has totally shifted to the Cass side of the football. Cartersville will start in the hole, 1st and 10, Cartersville at the Cartersville 12-yard line.
Well, the Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. And here we take a look at the replay. And
Morgan Alexander's in the end zone.
He's in the end zone right there. But Hurricanes, that's not fog, that's smoke from the cannon, and they run right up the middle. Morgan Alexander getting across the 12 out to the 14-yard line, a gain of 2 on 1st down.
They just run a little handoff to Morgan Alexander on the inside. Alexander finding it tough going on the inside, and Scott, as dark as it is on this side of the field and the smoke coming from the cannon, it makes it tough to see.
There you see Lyle Allen in a cloud of smoke back in his own end zone. Changing the play at the line, 10:15 to go here in the contest. Allen out of the shotgun, drops back to pass, has some time, looks over the middle of the field, has Tremble. He's loose across the 20 and gets the 1st down. Tremble with a pickup of 9 on the pitch and catch, and the Hurricanes will move the sticks.
Again, nice toss by Lyle Allen, good catch by Jeremy Tremble to pick up the 1st down. 10:03, clock stop until they move the change here for Cartersville 1st down. Cartersville 1st and 10 at the Cartersville 23-yard line.
The one tidbit I was going to say in this series is Cass has only won 1 time at Weinman Stadium. That was in 1995, and the Hurricanes then went on to win the state championship, or go to the Final Four that year, and that has been the only time the Colonels have won on the road in this series. So they're playing at home tonight. Allen out of the shotgun, and this time keeps it himself and runs up the middle across the 25 out to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 4 on first down brings up 2nd and 6 as we go 9:37 on the clock.
And Scott, we said if this went 4 quarters, you would think that it would favor Cartersville if it's a 4-quarter football game with 5 or 6 guys for Cass going both ways. But right now, Cass is energized on offense and defense.
A lot of momentum for the Colonels here. 2nd and 6 the call now for Lyle Allen. Out of the shotgun, and this time he hands off to Alexander up the middle, who turns, spins off a tackler's got the first down and outside and wrestled down at the 40-yard line. Nice move there, 12 yards on the carry for Morgan Alexander. He's got 115 on the night.
As I said earlier, Scott, they've been tough yards tonight for Morgan Alexander. But it's good to see Morgan Alexander get the tough yards because he's ran the football. As you see on the replay, he's run the ball extremely hard tonight. Alexander bringing it up to the line now with Lyle Allen. Hard to see from that side view with all the smoke on the field. Must have packed some extra gunpowder in that cannon a few minutes ago. Yeah, I would think they probably need to turn that cannon back to a different direction. Allen under center, and this time he drops back to pass, has some time, throws it up over the top, has Clyburn in the air. He comes back for the football, and the catch is made by R.B. Clyburn. What a catch down at the 20-yard line. That time, it goes 41 yards on the pitch and catch. Scott, we're going to have to get a replay on that one. If it's a catch that's a simultaneous catch by both players, the tie goes to the offense. And right there, and Clyburn. Of course, that ball came out there at the end, but they're going to rule Clyburn down. But if it's a tie, if both make the catch at the same time, the tie goes to the offense. But, you know, when Clyburn did come down, that ball came loose. So hard to say that's a catch, but it's tough to say that was a catch. You can see Clyburn and also see Christian both with their hands on the ball. Clyburn comes down. And he didn't have control of the football when he rolled over. So the referee had the angle. He was standing right there and ruled that it was a catch by Clyburn. But if this was a college game, I'm not sure what they were ruling on that play. Might be looking at that one in the booth if it was a college game. 6.5 minutes to go in the contest. The Hurricanes are now in field goal range. 8.5 minutes to go in the game. Got to look at that clock closely. Clock's been doing it to me all night. The top 3 right-hand light bulbs, I think, are out on that clock. And 5, 8s look like 5s. Here the Hurricanes come back. Rolling out is Allen in some trouble, and he goes down back at the 30, and a huge sack that time by Cass, led that time by number 52, Corey Gravely. And Lyle Allen began to roll to his left. They're starting to double team 25 R.B. Clyburn. He's drawing double coverage now, but great tackle on that play by Gravely. Boy, it's going to be 2nd down and a mile for Cartersville first down. Cartersville at the Cass 31, and they need to get just inside the 10 to the 9 for a first down, so it's about 2nd and 22. So the Hurricanes will come out of the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Allen drops back to pass, steps inside, and now he's going to run. He's loose across the 25, the 20, and pushes his way down to the 15-yard line. Scott, there's a flag downfield at the 15-yard line in the secondary at Cass. Not sure what that call is, but normally that's usually a defensive infraction when it's that deep. Let's see what it is. It's going to be defensive holding. So that's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul and an automatic first down, right? Scott, I'm not sure if that's from the spot because that was against a wideout. Boy, if it's from the spot or the foul, it's a it'll be half the distance to the goal if it's from there. Huge break for Cartersville. Well, Lyle Allen was about 6 yards shy of the first down.
I think, doesn't the penalty carry an automatic first down? Defensive holding?
We're going to find out.
Holding on the defense. Half the distance of the goal results the play. First down.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an automatic, but
That was a spot foul.
yeah, it's a spot foul. So that is a huge break for the Cartersville offense. And a tough break for the Cass defense. They really had Cartersville bottled up a little bit there. They were going to be facing 3rd and 6, and then a defensive hold downfield gives Cartersville the first down. They'll be first and goal now from the 7.
Scott, that hold was against number 25. They were holding R.B. Clyburn, who's become a big target for Lyle Allen.
This time the Hurricanes will run right up the middle. Alexander at the 5 falls down to the 4-yard line. A gain of 3 on first down. And with 7 minutes to go here in the game, the Hurricanes are knocking on the door again. 7:01 to play.
Cartersville cannot get a first down. It will be second down and goal, and Cartersville really needs 6. Scott, they've kicked 3 field goals tonight in the red zone. They need 6 points here.
So the Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. 6:39 to go here in the contest. Out of the shotgun goes Allen. He'll drop back to pass. Under some pressure. Rolls out. He's at the 5. Allen will dive toward the goal line. Is he in? Yes, he is. Allen in for 6, his second touchdown of the night, and the Hurricanes have retaken the lead. It's 26-21, and the Hurricane warning flags are running on the far side of the field.
Wow. Lyle Allen again making the incredible run as you see him again. And Scott, you knew it was going to happen. He went airborne again. Lyle Allen tried to hurdle, and Scott, not sure if that ball broke the plane. He had the football in the left hand, and Cartersville will go for 2 here. 6:22 left in the football game. Cartersville 26, Cass 21. Cartersville will go for 2 to make this a 7-point football game if they score. You can see again Lyle Allen goes airborne. It's where the football breaks the plane, and from this angle we can't tell if it broke the plane before he got out of bounds.
Allen rolling back, a run throw option, and he's sacked back at the 11, and the Hurricanes hold on to a 26-21 advantage. And we'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week as we now move to 6:22 remaining in the contest. Cartersville has scored on their last 5 possessions.
Scott has come down to now somebody's defense has got to step up and make a play. You know, whichever defense can step up and stop the opposing team's offense, you got a chance to win this football game. 6:22 to go. Cass has scored on every possession here in the second half.
Trent Dittmer with a high floating kick. It'll be fielded at the goal line. He'll come across the 10, the 15, still on his feet, and wrestled down at the 20-yard line, and that's where the Colonels will take over 1st and 10.
That's Blake Sims, a freshman, returning that football, and if you're Coach Casco, you really want Josh Christian, number 81. Josh, you field that football and you return it. Blake Sims returns the football to the 20. Good job by the kick team of Cartersville to keeping Cass pinned back. There's still plenty of time left in this football game. Cass does not have to turn to the passing game. When you have 22, Richard Samuel, they can still rely on Samuel to pick up big yardage.
Cass will bring it up to the line. They'll work from their own 20. 1st and 10 the call, 6:15 to go here in the contest, and this time they hand off to Samuel up the middle, who pushes his way out to the 23. A gain of 3 on first down. The clock continues to run. 6:09 to go here in the contest. And again, keep your eye on the clock.
Samuel picking up almost 4 yards on that play, even though he was hit at the 22, was able to still spin and fall forward for additional yardage. Tough to make a tackle on Samuel and just stop him dead in his tracks, always falling forward and finishing off runs.
165 yards on the night on 18 carries for Richard Samuel. This time Cass will spread the field with 3 wides. No tight end. They're going to send Akes in motion, and they pitch it off to Samuel around the left end. He's looking for the corner. He's outside at the 30 and pushes his way up to the Cartersville 38-yard line. That's enough for a first down.
Again, Cass has numbers against Cartersville. They bring Akey's in motion. Cartersville not making an adjustment. They've got leverage, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. They've got leverage on Cartersville. They get them pinned to the inside, and Samuel's able to break the sweep, again for big yardage. But Cartersville's got to make an adjustment, Scott, and get better leverage to the outside on the sweep.
1st and 10 the call. Cass will bring it up to their own 38-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10.
Going to be sweep to the left.
Here they go. They pitch it off to Samuel around the left, and he loses the football. It's on the ground, and Cass has come up with it. Ricky Casco falls on it back at the 34-yard line.
And you can see nothing wrong with that toss. Nice pitch by Casco. Samuel looking upfield, already preparing to make a move, and did not look that football in. Boy, that'd been a huge break for Cartersville. But Casco, Johnny on the spot and recovering that football. But again, Cass had numbers to the top of the screen against Cartersville. They've got to get more leverage. A couple of guys to the outside to make sure you keep Samuel balled up to the inside.
2nd and 15 the call now. They'll work from their own 34-yard line, and a timeout call on the field as Coach Casco wants to talk things over. 4:29 to go in the contest. It's now Cartersville 26, Cass 21. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the high school football game of the week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. And welcome back. 4:29 to go here in the contest. 26-21 your score. Cartersville on top of this one, and the Hurricane defense trying to hold tough here against a very, very tough Cass offense. Colonels bring it up the line. Akey's and Samuel in the backfield. 3 wide receivers, and this time they drop back under play action. They roll out. Casco throws it deep, has a receiver in Williams, who breaks on the football. He's loose at the 30 and gone. J.K. Williams goes the distance, and just like that, with 4:18 to go in the game, the Colonels come away with a huge 65-yard touchdown pass, and Cass is in the end zone. They now lead it 27-26, and now they'll go for 2.
They will go for 2 on this play. They fake the reverse to Christian, the play they've run twice tonight. Casco then threw it deep to J.K. Williams. Number 7, Byron Hall, lost sight of the football. He was beaten on the play, and when he turned around, could not find the football. J.K. Williams, as you can see, goes untouched into the end zone.
Casco coming in and calling for a timeout. That will be, I believe, the last timeout for the Colonels here in the 4th quarter. And we'll take a break as well. You're watching the high school football game of the week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. You're watching the high school football game of the week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. The Colonels will bring it up to the line. They hold a 27-26 advantage. They will now go for 2. Casco up at the line. Runs it back in motion. Long snap count, and now he'll hand off to Samuel, who's hit and dropped in the backfield for no gain, and they will fail on the 2-point conversion, and that now gives Cartersville just a 1-point deficit with 4:17 to go in the contest.
And that's a good tackle by 45. Leon Payne on that play. Perhaps the best tackle of the night on 22, Richard Samuel.
So we'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the high school football game of the week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. And welcome back. You're watching the high school football game of the week. 4:17 to play here in the contest. It's now Cass 27, Cartersville 26. A 65-yard touchdown pass from Ricky Casco to J.K. Williams. And if you keep running the ball and running the ball and running the ball, sooner or later, the long pass is open. And that's what Cass has taken advantage of, but they did miss on the 2-point conversion, so the door is open for the Canes with 4:17 to go in the contest. Plenty of time for both of these teams to create some more drama here as we get ready to kick this one off.
Scott, this one reminds you a lot of the Buford game that Cartersville played in game 2.
Watch for the onside kick here. Cass has tried a couple of those the last few weeks, but they will just go for the little pooch. Hurricanes pick it up. Cody Nix across the 35, and he dances out to the 39-yard line, and the Hurricanes will start with good field position.
Good decision by Cody Nix. You don't want to take that football and try to run to the right side of the field. field the football, pick up 4 or 5 yards, and get what you can get. Cartersville will start in decent field position at the Cartersville 39-yard line, as you stated, Scott. There's plenty of time, 4:12 left in the football game. Cass 27, Cartersville 26. Cartersville has all 3 timeouts left.
Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. They're going to go 3 wide receivers. Wing to the right side of the formation. Allen taking his time. Now gets it out of the shotgun. Throws down the middle of the field, has Clyburn at the midfield stripe, and it's incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 4:07 to go.
The timing just a little off on that route. Clyburn was open, ran about a 10-yard out. Ball went just off the fingertips of Clyburn on that play. Be 2nd down and 10 for Cartersville first down. And you can still run the football here, Scott. It doesn't have to turn into an all-out passing game. You can still run it. You have plenty of time with 3 timeouts left.
As you said, 3 timeouts remaining. The Hurricanes will come 3 wide receivers, wing to the right side of the formation. Allen drops back to pass, has a little bit of time, looks over the middle, throws the ball, has a receiver and Tremble across the midfield stripe, and he's down to Cass territory, down at the 43-yard line, and the Hurricanes will move the sticks.
And
so
14, Lyle Allen had all day long to throw that football, plenty of time. He finally waited for Jeremy Trimble to clear across the middle. Jeremy Trimble again making a tough catch in the middle of the field. 1st and 10 Cartersville, now at the Cass 48-yard line, 3:55 and the clock running left in the football game.
3:53 to go, and the Hurricanes will shift. They'll come back with 3 wide receivers. Again, Allen out of the shotgun. 1 back in the backfield, and this time he's going to give it to Alexander up the middle, who pushes his way at the 40 down to the Cass 39-yard line. That's a gain of 5 on first down. Brings up 2nd and 5 for the Canes with 3:33 to go in the contest.
And that's a good call. There's plenty of time left in this football game. You can still run Alexander to the inside. Alexander picking up 4 yards, be 2nd down and 6 for a first down. Cartersville now at the Cass 39-yard line.
Cartersville with the football. They'll work from the Colonel 39-yard line. Allen out of the shotgun. 1 back in the backfield, 4 wide receivers. Allen drops back to pass, has some time, looks over the middle of the field, throws it deep, has a receiver in the end zone, and Tremble just comes away with it, just loses the handle on it. It'll be an incomplete pass at the goal line, and Christian was coming back the other way. Colonels thought they had a pick at the goal line.
Well, from here, I thought the ball bounced off Jeremy Trimble's chest into the arms of Christian. Nice job by Trimble. Great effort. Ooh, Scott, I'm not sure that ball hit the ground.
Yeah.
I don't think that football hit the ground.
Wow.
And really not a good decision by Lyle Allen to throw that football. He threw it into triple coverage on that play. Trimble really not open.
Trimble almost came away with the touchdown.
Almost came away with a touchdown, but I don't think that ball hit the ground.
If he had kept possession, he would have been in. 3rd and 5 to call. Inside 3 minutes to go in the game. The Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. 4 wide receivers. Allen drops back to pass. Has a little bit of time. Looks over the middle. Now he's going to turn back, and he's going to run with it. Throws it away, and the flag's going to come out. Intentional grounding. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty and loss of down. And that'll move the ball back to the Cartersville 45-yard line.
Well, as you stated, Scott, it's loss of down and 4th down, but not a good decision on that play by Lyle Allen.
Well, Cartersville can punt this away because
intentional grounding on the offense. 5 yards from the start of the foul. That foul results in a loss of down. It will now be 4th down.
There you get the call from head referee John Austin, and now, see, well, I guess you got to kind of go for it here, but the Canes do still have 3 timeouts. They'll have an opportunity to stop the clock if they can stop Cass.
Cartersville needs to get to the Cass 34-yard line for a first down. So they're going to need about 18 yards on this play. Of course, you know you have number 25 coming out to the bottom of the screen. That's R.B. Clyburn. Cartersville needing to get to the line of scrimmage and run the play.
Out of the shotgun, 4 wide receivers, and a penalty flag now comes out. That could be delay a game against the Canes. I almost think you punt it here. That's not a high probability of picking up 25 yards, but you haven't been able to stop. And you know Cass will keep it on the ground, so.
Cartersville now 4th down, and it'll be 26 yards for first down.
With 3 timeouts, I still think you punt here. You got a good punter. Kick it, play defense. Although the defense hasn't done much here in the second half. But Coach Barton's going to go for it. We'll see what he does right here. 4 wide receivers, and Allen with a quick kick gets it blocked, and that's going to take a roll down to the Cass 47-yard line. So
they tried the quick kick. Good idea. Just it was not a very good kick by Allen, but that was a good idea. They were thinking the same thing, Scott.
I think somebody got a hand on it on the line.
And now with 2:35 to go, if Cass can pick up 1 first down, then this football game's over.
No 2-minute warning in high school football, so you don't have that benefit like you do on Sunday. Ricky Casco coming from the sidelines with the play. And now the Colonels are going to try to run the ball. I guarantee you it's going to be in the hands of Richard Samuel.
Well, Scott, I would pitch it to the outside. They've had success all night with the sweep to Richard Samuel, so I would try to run the sweep to the outside.
Out of the eye, and this time they're going to hand off right up the middle to Samuel, who's going to get hit and drop right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
And Cartersville quickly calls a timeout with 2:29 left in the football game.
Cartersville, it's their first timeout.
And we're going to take a timeout here as the Canes are going to talk it over, and we'll be right back after this. 2:29 to go here in the contest. It's now Cass 27, Cartersville 26. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. You're watching the high school football game of the week. 2:29 to go here in the contest. Cass with the football. They'll bring it up to the line. They're going to bunch it in tight.
They're going to sweep it over here.
Casco, long snap count. He's going to send Akes in motion. And as you said, they pitch it out to Samuel, who's going to try to get to the corner. And he does. And he's going to get knocked out of bounds for a first down at the Cartersville 44-yard line. And if he moves the sticks, the Canes will be able to stop the clock twice. Now, he did go out of bounds, so the clock will not restart.
Yeah, he did go out of bounds, so that stops the clock. But
it would be to Cartersville's advantage to give him the first down here with 2 timeouts remaining, and the ball being out of bounds.
And not a very good job by the Cartersville defense. The sweep has been a big play, and that's something Cartersville has still not adjusted to all night. They had leverage. You pitched the sweep. They got them pinned inside, and Samuel was easy. It was easy for Samuel to pick up 10 yards on that play.
Hard to tell where the spot is. We'll see. Got it with our sideline camera there. And he is not short. He has got every bit of it. So the Colonels trying to break a long drought.
And Scott had that ball had Samuel not going out of bounds.
That would have been close to the ball game.
That would have been very close to the ball game, but he went out of bounds, so the clock's going to stop.
2:21 to play here in the contest. 27-26 your score. Casco will come into the game with the play. And the Colonels bring it up to the line. They will work from the Hurricane 44-yard line. Out of the eye, a wide receiver to each side. Casco under center, and this time he hands off to Samuel, who tries to get outside, and he will get nowhere on first down. Brings up 2nd and 10.
And Cartersville's going to get another timeout here.
Timeout. Cartersville. second timeout.
So the Canes will take a timeout. We will as well. 2:12 to go here in the game. We'll be right back after this. You're watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back. 2:12 to go here in the contest. Colonel's holding a 1-point advantage. They've got the ball and the lead. Casco will go under center. Again, long snap count out of the eye. And this time he'll hand off actually around the left end to Christian, who's loose around. He's got some room to run. And he will go to the 30, the 25, and down to the 21-yard line. Actually, Coach should let him score here.
Well, you know, that was a good job by Christian to stay in bounds. He stopped, did not continue to the sideline, pulled up, and the clock will run because Cartersville only has one timeout left, but that was a good decision by Christian. And another great call by Coach Casco. That's been there all day long.
Well, Cass is going to run a play here. I would lay down defensively. I know that sounds crazy, but you're only down by one. You lay down, you get an opportunity. You lay down here and let them score. You do what a Westminster did to win a state championship back in 1977. That's what you do. That's your play defensively right now. Because right now, Cass only needs a couple plays to run out the clock. Flag comes down. You have to delay a game on the Colonels. That'll back them up 5.
5 yards from previous spot remains first down. The clock will start on snap.
The Colonels look like they are on their way to victory here. They're going to, with 2 minutes, or 1:31 to go in the game, they may take the knee. They're going to give it to Samuel. The Hurricanes are going to lay down, and Samuel's going to go into the end zone. And I'm telling you, Coach, Samuel should have taken a knee at the 5 because now they're going to score, go up 33-26, kick an extra point, but now you're going to give the ball back to Cartersville. The clock needs to be stopped. The clock needs to be run back.
Yeah, there was time that ran off that clock, and I'm not sure that the officials are aware of it.
Well, that was the play defensively for the Canes, to lay down and let Cass score.
Right.
Now a big extra point right here. Snap is up, it's good. And now Cass scores on the extra point. They will have to kick off, and Cartersville still has 1:12 to go in the game. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week. Now Cass, looks like they put the final nail in the coffin, but I really think that was a mistake to score the touchdown. I think if you're Richard Samuel, you should have just taken a knee. They're going to add some time to the clock. 1:24 they're going to have to put back on the clock because the clock continued to run after the touchdown. So Cartersville's going to get the football.
And they did put 12 seconds back on the clock. Cartersville, as you stated, Scott, just laid down, allowed Samuel to score. And now that gives them an opportunity. You know, they have one timeout left. Stranger things have happened, gives them an opportunity to go down and score, go for 2, and then try to take this game into overtime.
This was Joe Robinson did this at Westminster back in, I guess, 1977 to win the AAA state championship. Laid down and let the other team score because they knew the 2-point conversion was in his favor. But that's still a lot to do in a minute 24. Cartersville, I guess, if you're Cartersville, you got to be happy that the team on the field now will be your offense, which is your strength. We'll have an opportunity to get this one back.
Scott, right here, he's just fair catch. Don't let any time go off the clock. He's going to pooch it up, so just fair catch it.
Just a sweet little kick to Cody Nix, and he's going to run it back the other way. Nix getting caught from behind, and now he'll move up to the 34-yard line, and that's where the Canes will take over 1st and 10 with 1:18 to go in the game. And now Cartersville will come out with a 2-minute offense, and we'll see what they can do.
But time is precious. Cody Nick should have taken that kick and just stepped out of bounds, a fair catch that kick, and we lost 6 seconds on that play. So we'll see if that comes back to haunt Cartersville.
1:18 to go here in the contest. The Hurricanes are going to come out going 4 wides. One back in the backfield. That's Donovan Tate. Allen out of the shotgun, drops back to pass. Has a little bit of time, looks over the middle. Throws it deep, has a receiver in Tate. Tate catches it, he's loose at the 40, the 30, and Tate will break a tackle at the 20, the 10, the 5, and he's gone. But we got a penalty flag back at the 45-yard line, and we'll see what the call is. And have holding against the defense.
Oh my God!
The Hurricanes.
Oh my God!
We'll count it. We're one 2-point conversion away from seeing this game tied.
Oh my God!
Defensive holding, and the Hurricanes go the distance.
You can see the replay. There's Lyle Allen. Donovan Tate. What a grab! Missed tackle in the secondary, and Tate goes in.
What a play offensively for the purple and gold. 66 yards on the pitch and catch, and just like that, the Hurricanes are in the end zone, and now a 2-point conversion away from tying it up. The Cass student body is now down on the field. A timeout has been called by Cartersville, their final timeout. They're going to talk this one over, and we'll leave you right here and talk about the excitement. Forget the timeout. 1:02 to go in the game, and what a play offensively.
This is crazy.
That's why I'm
Scott,
saying,
you talked about, you said it, that Cartersville needs to lay down and let Cass score. That's the only chance that they have. And they allowed Samuel to go in the end zone, and you call it. But now Cartersville's got to complete the deal. This is a
big 2-point conversion.
It's win or lose right here in this 2-point conversion.
I know what I would call, Coach.
You're thinking about number 25. Of course, now, Scott, you still have an opportunity to come back. If you don't make it, you have an onside kick that you have to
That's true.
try.
You still got a minute 2 to play in this game.
And a minute 2 is still a lot of time.
So what a game we have seen here tonight at Earl Cunningham Stadium. The Cass defense getting their orders from Coach Sean Campbell. And I hate to say it, but the play of the game was laying down defensively.
Yeah, really, Richard Samuel should not have scored. Cass could have run that clock out, and this football game would have been over.
He could have taken a knee at the 5, and that would have been the end of the game. And now the Hurricanes come down with an opportunity to tie it. Lyle Allen will come out of the shotgun. He's going to go 5 wide receivers. Coach Campbell trying to bark out a command. Cass with no timeouts remaining. Lyle Allen will come out of the shotgun. Takes it, rolls out to his right. He's going to run for the pylon, and Allen is in. Let's see what the marking is.
He's in!
He's in. We got a tie game at 34, and this one with a minute 2 to play is not over, folks. What a game we're watching here at Earl Cunningham Stadium. 1:02 to play in this one, and we're tied up at 34. Coach,
oh my
we've
God.
seen some good ones, but what a contest we're seeing tonight.
Wow. The referee was taken out, Scott, on that play, so everybody was waiting for the official to get back onto his feet and give us a signal and tell us whether Lyle Allen got in or not. He stood back to his feet and put his arms in the air and said he was in.
Well, we're going to be right back on the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. We're tied at 34 with 1:02 to play. We'll come back with the kickoff. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week. 1:02 to play in the contest. Cartersville will now kick to the Colonels, and unbelievable the game we have seen tonight.
This game was 17-6.
Pays off.
At halftime, it was 17-6. Cartersville was on top, and nobody had stopped anybody the second half.
An end-over-end kick will be fielded by Samuel at the 10, and now we got a penalty flag.
I think we're going to have Cartersville offside again, but Cartersville needs to recognize that that's number 22 back deep. You don't want to kick it to that side.
So what a contest we have seen tonight.
And I saw Kyle Tucker grab number 15 for Cartersville. That was
That's over here. It's
that was Doug Young, and he went to Doug Young and said, number 22 is on the right side. Do not kick it to Richard Samuel. You've got to kick the football to somebody else.
So the Hurricanes will get ready to kick this one deep. Trent Dittmer has put many in the end zone, and he ran into the referee, so we're going to line it up again. So the Hurricanes will again kick this one off. It is a end-over-end kick that will be roll out of bounds at the 27-yard line, and Cass will get it at the 35. Actually, they're going to make them kick it again.
They're going to take the penalty, so Cartersville's going to kick off from the 30.
So now they're going to do it from where the guys on Sunday do it from, the 30-yard line. Now, the Cartersville defense is going to have to come on the field. Now, Cass has no timeouts remaining, so this game could very well go to overtime.
So now we'll see if this backfires against Cass, because they could have gotten that football at the 35-yard line, but you got two dangerous guys back deep. And this is going to be the third time that the kick team for Cartersville is going to have to run downfield. So, you begin to wonder if a little fatigue is set in now.
A little winded here, obviously. 1:02 to go here in the contest. We're all tied up at 34. If you're just joining us, you better tune into this one again on Saturday morning, because let me tell you, this has been one fantastic contest.
Kick the football to the left side.
So Dittmer puts it down and kicks a high end-over-end kick. Samuel will field it at the 20. He's up at the 25, gets to the corner, and is going to be brought down at the 43-yard line, and that's where the Colonels will take over 1st and 10.
And Cass, good decision by Coach Casco. They picked up about 7, 8 yards on that play. Instead of starting at the 35, they'll start at the Cass 43-yard line. 55.3 seconds left in the football game. 34-34 here between Cass and Cartersville.
So Ricky Casco checks back into the game with the play.
No timeouts for Cass, no timeouts for Cartersville. And Scott, I don't know if this football game's over or not. And we may go to overtime, we may not.
Well, the Colonels will bring it up to the line. They're going to go twins to the left side of the formation. Out of the eye, Casco will bring him up to the line. He's going to send J.K. Williams in motion, and they pitch it out around the left end to Samuel, who cuts back across the grain and pushes it up near the midfield stripe.
They took a shot with Samuel to see if he could hit the home run, but you have no more timeouts left. Samuel almost fumbled that football, was able to hold on to the ball, but now 35 seconds and the clock ticking.
Casco brings him up to the line. He's going to spike this and kill the ball. So it'll bring up 3rd and 3 with 26 seconds to go in the game.
I think that's 28.
No, maybe 28 seconds to go in the game.
But that's the danger of running the football. They started with 55 seconds and they lost 17 seconds because they ran the football. If they run the football here again, you may not get another chance to run a play, so you have to throw the football. If anything, put number 22 Samuel to the outside at receiver and throw it to him.
So Coach Casco talking to his son, Ricky Casco. What a story that has been. These two come up here from Palm Beach. They've really turned the program around.
Coach Casco has done a wonderful job here at Cass, as you stated, Scott. And really got these kids playing hard and believing here at Cass.
Look at around us. That's what is more impressive to me than what goes on the field, is the school spirit that we see here now. Out of the shotgun comes Casco. He's got some time. He's going to throw it down the middle of the field, and the ball is incomplete. That time intended, and a late penalty flag is going to come out. I believe it's in the range of pass interference, but there wasn't pass interference on Travis Scott. It must have been on another end of the field. It's over on the far corner.
It is pass interference, but I'm telling you, if I was Casco, I would have looked to the right sideline. I had 22 Richard Samuel going up against Byron Hall.
Pass interference Defense, 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
And now, Scott, with 22 seconds left, Cass is just a pass away from being in field goal range. And I would say they need to at least get to the 22-yard line. Probably need to pick up about 12 to 13 more yards here. But you can't run the football.
Cass bringing the play into the huddle. 22 seconds to go here in the game. And again, the clock stopped here after the penalty. Casco, the high snap, drops back, and we got a penalty flag on the field.
I'll tell you, and Samuel was running down the middle of the field.
It's going to be against the Colonels. We'll see what the call is.
Dead ball, false start on the offense. 5 yards from the previous spot, remains first.
Tell you, Scott, if you're Cartersville, you've got to be aware of where number 22 is. And they're going to have to put 22 seconds. I think it was 22.3 seconds left, and that time's got to be placed back on the clock. They've got 2.2 seconds. There we go.
22 seconds remaining in this one. We're tied at 34. If you're just joining us, you have missed one fantastic contest. First and 15, they'll work from the Hurricane 40-yard line. The Colonels will come out of the shotgun. Watch Richard Samuel. He lines up in a slot to the right side. This time, the roll back, throw across the middle of the field, and the ball's incomplete.
Boy, I tell you, Ricky Casco didn't have any time to throw. That was a three-step drop, and he was sacked by 35 Trey Ball.
So the clock goes to 15, or that could be 19 seconds, I think.
That is 19 seconds.
It's that
little hook right there, that bulb's missing.
Third digit up there is missing two bulbs, and it's messing me up all night. There you see Coach Casco.
Cass better be careful right here. I mean, you get one picked off, and Cartersville trots down the sideline, and you won't have to worry about OT.
Colonels bring it up to the line. 19 seconds to go here in this one. Casco out of the shotgun. Samuel to the wing. He drops back to pass. He's got some time. Throws it over the middle of the field, and the ball is complete down to the 25-yard line. The clock will stop while they move the chains. That's just 12 seconds remaining, and the Colonels will line up to kill the clock. They were to line up for a field goal right here. What would that be? 40-yarder. They'll roll the clock 10 seconds, and it'll stop at 9.2. And now the Colonels will make a decision here, and they're going to bring the field goal unit on and try to win it here in regulation.
Ricky Casco is going to kick a field goal. The ball is spotted at the 23-yard line. It will be, they're going to put the spot down at about the 30, well, they're going to put it at the 30, so it will be a 40-yard field goal.
So Ricky Casco with an opportunity to win the game here with 5.2 seconds remaining.
That's got to be illegal participation.
The Colonels are going to roll out. They're going to take the sack in the backfield, and the Hurricanes are going to take over with 6 seconds to go. The clock's continuing to run.
Scott, that was a fake field goal. They sent a guy in motion down the sideline, and Cartersville covered him. So that's going to end the football game. That's going to end regulation.
Well, he got sacked, and the whistle blew with 7 seconds on the clock. So Cartersville should have a shot at it. We'll see. I guess they're not going to put the time back on. That will do it. And I guess we will go to overtime now. So that is our score. We're deadlocked at 34 at the end of regulation. We head to overtime. I'll tell you about the rules of that one in just a second. You're watching the high school football game of the week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. And welcome back. You're watching the high school football game of the week. I'm Scott Singer along with Donald Rucker, and Coach, we're going to overtime for the first time here in 2006. In fact, this is the first time we've seen an overtime game since the 2004 season when we did it twice.
Exactly, and Cass won the toss, and Coach Casco has the option. Of course, the smart thing to do in OT is you play defense first. You get an opportunity to see if the other team has to kick a field goal or do they score a touchdown. So he elected to go on defense first. Cartersville will be on offense, and then Cass will get the opportunity to go on offense after Cartersville either scores or goes 3. Boy, I said 3 now, but it'd be 4 now.
Exactly. So the only difference between this and the college game is I don't believe you have to go for 2 after 2 times, and the other difference is you start at the 15 instead of the 25. It still becomes a kicking battle a lot of times. Cartersville has played 2 overtime games since they implemented the new rule. The new overtime rule, it used to be a crazy 2-half deal, but the new overtime rule is just like the college game. Same rules except for you start on the 15. And since they implemented the rule, Cartersville has done it twice. They are 1-1. The 2 teams they did against were Carrollton, who they won a huge game over, and then they lost to LaGrange on a late field goal when they fumbled going into the end zone to win it in the first overtime. So the Canes have some experience. I honestly don't know if Cass has had any experience in overtime in the last couple of years.
And Scott, no one has sat down since midway through the 4th quarter. Everyone has been on their feet. The Cartersville student body has been standing on the track since about 4 or 5 minutes ago in the football game, and then the Cass student body came out after Samuel went in for the touchdown when Cartersville just laid down and allowed him to score so they could get the football back. And no one has left. This place is still packed, and I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, the way these 2 offenses are going, I almost would want the ball first. Put some pressure on the other team's offense a little bit. Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. They're going to go 4 wide receivers. Lyle Allen out of the shotgun. 1 back in the backfield. He's going to drop back to pass. Allen's got some time, looks over the middle, looks downfield, and now Allen's going to run it. Pulls up, throws to the end zone. Incomplete. That time intended for Jeremy Trimble.
Again, that was number 5, J.K. Williams, deflected that football. Otherwise, that's a touchdown for Cartersville, but J.K. Williams got his hands out at the last minute and deflected the football, preventing Jeremy Trimble from catching that football. But Lyle Allen had all day again, could not find an open receiver.
Well, the Hurricanes will get the call from the sidelines again. Allen will bring him up to the line. 2nd and 10 the call. Again, you can get a first down without scoring during this. Hurricanes bring it up to the line. 2 backs in the backfield. 3 wide receivers. Allen out of the shotgun. Drops back under some pressure. Now running for his life. Takes off, and he's going to be dropped at the 16-yard line. A loss of 1 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 11.
It's tough, Scott, on first down when you throw the ball and you don't pick up any yardage. Thought Cartersville should have run that football first on first down because you're in 4-down territory. So, you got 4 downs to get a first down. You don't have to score a touchdown, as you mentioned.
So the Cass faithful on their feet. We have seen a game tonight. 3rd and 11 the call. We are in overtime. Cartersville lost the toss, got the ball first, and here they go. Allen dropping back to pass, has some time, looks over the middle. Now back on his feet, throws it to the flat, has a receiver. Stepping up now is Donovan Tate, and he'll get down to the 11-yard line, and now we got a penalty flag down there. We'll see what the call is.
Scott, and some incredible individual efforts. Great job by Lyle Allen. Great job at catching the ball, Morgan Alexander. Great job of Travis Scott in making the tackle.
It's going to be defensive holding against Cass, Coach, and that's huge because that's a 10-yard penalty. That will be an automatic first down.
Cass trying to cover those Cartersville receivers, having a difficult time of
it's
covering
a spot
those
foul,
wideouts.
too. Actually, it's a spot foul, so it'll be from the infraction, which is at the 11, right outside the 10, so that'll bring them half the distance to the goal, which will put them right above the 5.
Penalty is against the Colonels, defensive holding.
Holding on the defense. Half the distance of the goal, replay 3rd down.
So it'll be 3rd and inches now from just outside the 5-yard line.
Okay,
so
that's not an automatic first down.
So
But Cartersville does gain the down.
they'll spot it. They need a half a yard for the first down. But honestly, I'm not sure why they're not going to roll it up tight. Don't both teams get another timeout here in the extra session as well?
Yeah, I think you get a timeout.
Hurricanes bring it up the line. They hand off to Alexander up the middle. He's at the 5 and dives for the end zone. Touchdown Cartersville, and the Hurricanes have drawn first blood here in the overtime. It's now 40-34, and now the Hurricanes will line up to kick the big extra point, and the Hurricane warning flags are flying on the far side of the field.
But if you're Cass, that's why you play defense first. Now you know what you have to do to win the football game.
And now one of the biggest parts of overtime, the extra point. Trent Dittmer comes in, and we take a look at this on the instant replay. Tonight brought to you by North Metro Technical College. And what a play offensively for the Canes. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it's good. The Canes lead it 41-34. We'll come right back after this. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. And the Cartersville defense coming onto the field. Now Cass's offense is going to get a crack at it. Cartersville with a 6-yard touchdown run by Morgan Alexander, and the Hurricanes on the board first here in the overtime session. Ricky Casco brings his troops up to the line. They'll work out of the eye. They swing the tight end to the left side of the formation. They drop back under play action. They run the Statue of Liberty. The ball is over.
It's
the
over.
Hurricanes have recovered the fumble, and that will do it. The purple and gold come back. They now have won another game in this series, and that could have been the biggest victory of this season for these young Purple Hurricanes. They will dance on the sea at the 50-yard line, and that is a heartbreaking loss for the Cass Colonels. Quite honestly, they gave Cartersville everything they could handle for more than 48 minutes, and Cartersville is going to walk away with a victory. And quite honestly, for Cass, what a night. What a night. They had this game won and just couldn't finish.
You're right, Scott. That's a heartbreaker. You got to feel for the kids at Cass High School. They played their hearts out, and Cass is they've got a good football team. They are as good as advertised, and they've got a great opportunity to make it to the playoffs. That's the thing that you don't want to see. You know, this can be a demoralizing loss, but you know, hopefully these kids can regroup and come back because they've got a great opportunity and a great football team.
One of the things that Cass does every year is they get so hyped for this game, and then they have a letdown the next week. That's one thing that they're going to have to focus on this week. And, of course, we'll talk about it during the Rick Casco show this week, is that the way this Colonel football team is. And I tell you what, I did not think that they were this good. They are a legitimate contender, and they will play for the region championship this year. They've got 6 more big ball games to go, and I tell you what, they match up well with anybody in the region with that offense. They can come right at you, they can run the football, they can throw the football, and they've got it all. For Cartersville, they escaped Earl Cunningham Stadium with a victory tonight, the final 41-34, and what a win it was for Cartersville. They now move to the top of Region 6 AAA. They'll keep their state ranking. They got another huge one next week as Sandy Creek comes to town. We'll take a quick break and come back and break it all down from Earl Cunningham Stadium. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week. I'm Scott Singer along with Donald Rucker, and what a game it was, Coach, as we just recapped the scoring in this one, and let's just start with the overtime. Let's just go to that because, I mean, well, let's bring it back to it just a few minutes before overtime. Cass scores on a huge touchdown run as Richard Samuel goes into the end zone untouched, and from 27 yards out, that gives the Colonels an 8-point advantage as the Cartersville defense lays down. Then Cartersville comes back with a 65-yard touchdown pass from Lyle Allen to Donovan Tate. There was a penalty flag on the field, but it ended up being defensive holding. Cartersville scores. They go for 2. They run it in. Lyle Allen scores on the quarterback keeper around the right end. Just like that, Cartersville has tied the game up at 34. We then go to overtime after a huge defensive series by the Canes to force overtime. The Canes get the ball first. They score, and just like that, Cartersville goes up 41-34, and that is your final because Cass fumbles it in their offensive chance. And unfortunately, I am so impressed by what Cass did tonight up until the last minute of the game. Poor clock management really cost them the game. You gotta be aware that there's a 2-point conversion in high school football. It has been done before. We were talking about it up here. It had to have come across somebody's mind, and obviously Coach Barden figured it out. let them score and got the ball back. And unfortunately, that is a very, very tough loss. But for the Colonels, I'm telling you, that is a good football team. They got a lot to play for this year. And we'll definitely be seeing them again. And as we get near the playoffs, we'll be looking at doing TV games because they're going to be in the playoffs this year.
6 AAA, beware. The Cass Colonels are for real. They've got a good football team. I'll tell you, Richard Samuel is as good a back as we've seen in the last 6 or 7 years. They've got a quarterback. They've got wideouts. They've got great team speed. This is a good football team. You just hope they can regroup next week. It's tough when you not only lose a region game, but it's your crosstown rivals. Finally you get an opportunity to defeat them, and you're a minute away, and all of a sudden Cartersville finds a way to pull it out and win the football game. But heartbreaking loss for Cass.
And, I mean, Cass, we've talked about Cass's schedule not being as tough as Cartersville. That's obviously true. But, again, this team showed as much heart as any team I've seen come out, and they handed the Hurricanes every bit of problem tonight. They came out and they really took the game to Cartersville instead of reacting to it, and I got to hand it in. Richard Samuel, we rushed for 2 C notes on the Hurricane defense tonight. I mean, unofficially 218 yards on 24 carries. I think I missed one in there too. So obviously a huge game for him. Cass falls to 3-1 on the year. Lyle Allen, big numbers tonight. 23 pass attempts. He's 14 of 23 passing for 285 yards and a touchdown. Also scored 2 touchdowns on the ground. And as Lyle Allen had a big night running the ball, 9 carries, 33 yards. And Cartersville, they escaped with one tonight here at Earl Cunningham Stadium. Sandy Creek comes to Weinman Stadium next week. The Hurricanes, you got to regroup because they didn't look as sharp as they have in the first couple weeks. But, again, pulled out the victory, got the win tonight, and I think really that was a magical moment in Hurricane football.
That was incredible. People will talk about this football game, Scott, for the next 10 to 15 years. Cass was that close to winning the football game. Everybody thought the football game was over when Richard Samuel went in, but it was played to perfection by Coach Barton and the Cartersville staff. They called a timeout. They told the guys if they handed off, let him score. Had Samuel taken the knee at the 5, Cass probably would have run the clock out and they win the football game.
With only 1 timeout remaining for the Canes, that's exactly what would have happened they had a minute 31 on the clock when that happened, and that did it. So that is our final here from Earl Cunningham Stadium, 41-34. The Hurricanes move to 1-0 and the top of Region 6 AAA for the Colonels. They fall down, but hey, the Colonels will be back. They've got a great region schedule ahead of them, and this team can absolutely play. I would not be worried if I was a Colonel fan or a Colonel player. They have a lot to play for. They played one of the best teams in the state tonight. They took them to the wire. They had them beat and just couldn't close the deal. They start to close that deal. They learn how to turn that key and put this game in drive, and they are going to have one very good season. And again, they've got a very, very big game coming up here next Friday night at Earl Cunningham Stadium, because the defending region champions, the Carrollton Trojans, come here. They're one of the best programs in the state. You're going to see back-to-back big-time programs. That's how they start their season. And with this passing game, they're going to have an unbelievable opportunity to play with Carrollton. Well, that's going to do it for our game tonight. I'd like to thank our crew for this evening's game, Brett Ward along with Jeff Coleman, Cheryl Kennedy, and Dusty Taff. I'm Scott Singer, and along with Jason Woodside and Donald Rucker saying goodnight from Earl Cunningham Stadium. We'll see you again next Friday night when Sandy Creek comes to Weinman Stadium. We'll see you again then.